Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now. Mm-mm. Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now. Mm-mm. Here we go now. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Be sure to share the video. Be sure to subscribe. It is a subscribers only live chat. We are also live on Twitch, Facebook, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We are live on X. What's going on X? I see you guys as well. And shout out to those of you that have become members. I see you guys. Hey, 11-7-by-3. We appreciate you becoming a member. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. I woke up this morning like, what day is it? What day is it? All right. This is not pre-recorded. I don't know why you guys even ask. Just be happy that you're getting the recap, because there could be the alternative. When I do pre-record, you won't get the recap. I won't pre-record it. You just want the lives? Fine. Then you just won't get the content. I'll do it when I have time. How about that? Stop asking if it's pre-recorded or live. We're here. My God. Lord. Real by Cena says, did it just start? Yes, here we are. All right, guys, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you had to rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? How would you rate it from 1 to 10? I thought this was actually a really good episode. I watched it like 3 times. I know. Because I'm trying to watch things over and over again. I'm trying to pay attention to little things, because between Stacey's lying and between people, that you can't trust because they have a history of lying too, I have to pay attention to what's being said. But I thought it was a good episode. If I had to rate this week's episode, I would give it an 8. I thought it was a good episode. Yeah. So, and I do see that Regular Robin was a hot topic this episode. I also see that Regular Robin and Giselle are talking about some of the breaking news this week. I will talk about that in a separate video. I want to focus because there's just so much I want to talk about in this recap. I will talk about that in a separate video. So make sure that you are following. Okay? All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. What's going on, everyone? Where's everyone watching from? We appreciate you. Flip Virgo says, the last glimpse of the villain era. Exactly. Keep messing with it. Yeah. Stop. Everybody feels so entitled to my time. I can't tell you. See, you know what it is? You guys don't realize how people reach out to me in the DMs or hit me up in my mentions. You're like, when anytime there's a breaking news, Candy gets divorced, Wendy gets arrested, Diddy did this, or Wendy something that. You guys are expecting me to drop everything in my life, no matter what's going on in my life, to report the news for you. This is why I create boundaries with our audience, because I'm like, y'all not going to run me ragged and to the point where I have no life, I'm stressed out, I'm overworked. Y'all not going to do that to me. And I draw the line in the sand all the time. So please understand, I already work hard enough. I don't need you guys expecting anything from me. Okay? Thank you. Vicky says, I appreciate your time, Kim. Thank you. What's going on? The UK is in the building. South Africa's in the building. Seattle's in the house. What's going on, Seattle? I feel like I need to come out to Seattle because I feel like, did y'all just not buy y'all tickets? Is that what it was? Because I feel like we do, everybody, a bunch of people from Seattle came. Okay. Look, and TMZ got the Diddy videos. Oh, so Fifi, you want me to do a video on that now too? Y'all got 2 videos yesterday on a Sunday. Okay. Boston's in the building. What's going on, Mateo? What's going on, everyone? Tiffany says, well, dang. Just saying. Okay. Grace says, what did I walk in on? R. Davis says, don't make daddy mad. Yes. Paint these wings says, not me hopping on and the thunder's going off. Okay. All right. Freeport, New York is in the building. Houston, Texas is in the building. Omar? Is that how am I seeing this? Omar. I see it when all the names are together. It says that's Taurus energy for you, right? All right. R. Nicole says, I had VIP tickets in Seattle. Well, tell the rest of Seattle to get those tickets. Well, now it's not available, you know. Nikki says, I'm sorry. I love you. All right, Philly's in the house. What's going on, everyone? Let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac because I do have a lot of notes and a lot of things to say. Last week's episode ended on a cliffhanger. Not really. But it ended with them during the Pride situation. So we're continuing with the Pride situation. Kiarna ended last week's episode like, Stacey, don't you know Monique? And then Giselle chimes in, no, she knows Monique's ex, Chris. Kiarna, you know how much I don't really love Carlos's voice. Kiarna's voice lately has been working my nerves. Anyone else? Because it feels like it's like she's trying to be seen. She's trying to be heard. You ever had that kid that's trying to get your attention? That's the vibe that I'm getting from Kiarna, and now it's becoming annoying. She's like, Stacey, don't you know? Don't you? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Please, Kiarna, stop. You're trying to be that girl. I know some people, because you're beautiful, they're like, that girl, that face card, blah, 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 blah. That is not enough. That is not enough. At least not for me over here in our community. That's not enough. I'm so annoyed by it. So it's now to the point where, like, anytime I hear a voice, I'm just like, oh, God, here she go. Here she go. Okay, Portia said it's a little screechy. All right, so it's not me? All right. Tiara says, me too. Trolling for justice. I love that. Trolling for justice. And you got a little troll as your image photo. Kay is annoying and always looking stressed. And that stress is probably because she's trying to secure her spot on the show. It's sad because I think she probably could really be a great friend of, but it's giving so performative this season. So performative. And I'm not saying that she can't grow. People have grown so much. Oh, Elle says the face card is always enough, Kempire. Maybe for you, but not for me. Okay? And she probably could potentially grow. I don't know. But I don't have the patience right now for her. And this constant sort of like tantrums and just dark energy. That energy, remember, like, it's affecting the group. I don't like it. But that's me. Keith says the stress was showing on your lace in the last scene. Oh, and Kiarna? Is that what because I did notice a little bit of, it was coming up a little bit. Tell It Like It Is says, Kiarna is a huge flop, trying too hard to have a moment. She needs to go and take Angel with her. I still am open to Angel getting another season, but I could be saying that because of Bobby. Y'all notice how Bobby clocked basically what we've been saying, her bringing up that issue again in regards to the catfish. He's like, you guys are friends. Is it really that deep? And look, he's always going to have his wife's back. She was like, well, you know, it bothers me. And he's like, well, you know what? Fine. Did y'all notice that? Because even he's saying is it that deep? The catfish show? He don't care. He sees his wife every day. No filter, no Photoshop, no Facetune. He loves her just the way that she is. She is perfect the way that she is. I think Bobby has always had just sort of an admiration. Remember, he wanted her before she wanted him. So he's always loved her. And I think that's what makes Bobby even more attractive is because of his love for her. And they seem like they have a really sweet connection and family. You know what I mean? But anyway. Dina says they're not friends. He doesn't know that. Priya says, do you know what happened to Escala? Escala was on the latest episode of The Braxtons. If you saw her in the background, she apparently knows the Braxtons. So Escala's here. Do we want Escala to come back? No. Stop it. Y'all get blinded by the fashions too. Not even just a cute face. Look at y'all. I'm going to need y'all to do more. Oh, damn. Duchess says that Angel's giving to Sean Snow. Adina says Kempire's crushing. I already told y'all I think Bobby is handsome. Okay. I have no shame in my game. I'm not going to, if I see a pretty face, I'm going to tell y'all I see a pretty face. And I'm going to tell you I'm basing my opinion on that person based off that pretty face. Some of y'all like to come up with all kinds of stunts and shows to talk about why y'all like Kiana without just saying y'all think she's pretty. If I like someone, be like, oh, he's cute. That's the only reason why. But he also, here's the thing though. Based off of what Bobby's given us, which isn't a lot because he's a house husband, and you know, he's not giving us beyond that. He's not messy. He's not a Simon Gobadia. He's not a Peter, which we appreciate in this world. But anyway, I've digressed. We'll get back to Bobby. We'll get back to Bobby. All right, let's get back to the DC Pride event, okay? So Kiana brings up Stacey possibly knowing Monique, but it's actually Chris that she knows. But I love the fact that Monique didn't fall for it. Monique's just like, yeah, we've been divorced almost 2 years. That's my ex. She didn't give an attitude about it, though. She's like, she didn't act bothered by it. One of the things she did say to Wendy, though, is she felt like the newbies are a little passive. Did y'all clock that? Clock that tea. She was like, they're a little passive. They were a little, quiet and okay. Junie says, I like a scholar. Don't look through it. Look, take your hands from your face, Junie. It's okay to like a scholar. You weren't the only one. Apparently not with production or the network, though. Just saying. Okay. Moving on. So Monique says she's not bothered by that. She said she's been divorced from him. She for almost 2 years, and she expected that he would move on. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. X is trying to take down Monique. They're posting videos of Monique with this other man. They're saying the other man apparently is married, but some people are saying that he's separated. I've seen it, but I have no context for it. And y'all just throw stuff out there. Where's the information? People claim that he's married. He might be still married, but there are people claiming that he's separated. I've heard the rumors about why she left that radio job, but again, I don't have any solid information on that. Just saying. And some of y'all housewives, y'all don't realize how many people be emailing me wanting to give me tea, and I don't run with stuff or even reply to some of the stuff. Just saying, because I always look at the people bringing the information. I'm like, what's the intention? What's the intention? Okay. T says the video looks old. Yeah, because you could tell from her hair, the video is old. That hair is maybe like, oh my gosh, maybe 2 years ago? Maybe? Exactly, Josh says, you've seen it because everybody was tagging you, Kemp. Exactly. Everybody. So, yeah, anyway. All right, let me move on. So Monique doesn't seem bothered. She doesn't seem bothered by it. She's like, she expected that he would move on. So Ashley, as a dog with a bone, Ashton, or Ash T.O.P., talks about how Stacey caught her off guard with naming her brand a Nigerian name. Okay? So what I can appreciate about Wendy, even though she's riding with Stacey this season, she's still going to call Stacey out when she thinks Stacey's wrong. And she says, at least, girl, if you're going to name it a Nigerian name, girl, at least know how to pronounce it. So they tell her how to pronounce it. That is pretty ignorant, Stacey. Do you guys think that she intentionally chose a Nigerian name to be funny for the show? I mean, that's a lot to do for an actual brand that she's selling. But yeah, you should at least know how to say the name. Sunday says Cookie dropped that video. I wouldn't put it past Cookie. I am not. See, I already dragging Cookie in the comments. I'm gonna leave it alone for now till we get to Cookie. Okay. All right. So Ashley says that Stacey caught her off guard with name it. Here's my issue. If Wendy isn't making a big issue about this, why is Ashley? And of course, Ashley's response is going to be, to me, it's showing a pattern of lies and da-da-da-da. Girl, I'm watching some of these old clips from when Michael Darby was on the show. Girl, worry about your own lies. Worry about your own situation. Worry about your own storyline. Because quiet as it's kept, you are fading to black in these last few episodes. It's sort of like, oh yeah, Ashley was in this. I have to rewatch. I'm like, oh yeah, Ashley did have a scene. And all this, now you have this new persona. She's now dressing up. Girl, you look like you are playing dress up. Sorry, Ashley. It's not landing for me. The wigs aren't landing for me. You trying to be now a fashionista is not landing for me. Girl, stop. Just saying. All right. Not Stacey likes to rage bait. Gray says. So Wendy says that she should be able to at least know how to pronounce the brand if you're going to do that. So she's like, I expect Stacey says to Tia and Wendy, I rely on my Nigerian sisters. She did her 23andMe. So she's claiming Nigerian. I'm claiming Nigerian. I can claim a few. I can claim Nigerian. I can claim, what else is it? I got 1% Ashkenazi Jew. I can claim, there's a few. I have more. I have 13% Asian. I got 20-something% European. I'm just saying. Come on now. If she could claim all of that just off of her 23andMe, she's probably, who knows how much percent Nigerian. I'm probably more Nigerian than Stacey is. Just saying. Okay. Everyone says Stacey cracks me up. Stacey is too funny. Stacey is so funny. She's like, I expect my Nigerian sisters to help me. And Tia, I still love me some Tia. Tia says in her confessional, she's like, oh no, we cannot possibly be sisters. In Nigeria, the men pay for us. She was caught out there paying for a boyfriend. No, that will not work. OMG. I still don't understand, Tia, how you've been married to that man nearly 20 years and you've never been to Chicago. That doesn't sit right with me. I'm sure the majority of his family lives in Chicago, right? You've never been to Chicago? First of all, Chicago, great place for food, just a great city. I would definitely, okay, all right. Everyone say I do look Nigerian. Okay. They're my roots. Okay. All right. Tia has never been to Chicago. Okay, I'm jumping ahead, but Tia has never been to Chicago in the 20 years of, actually longer than that, because she's known him since the 90s. You've never been to Chicago? Girl. DB says, I love your Tia voice. I love doing it too. It's not very Tia. I mean, I think I have moments that's very Tia. It's just me trying to have an English accent. All right. I got some English blood too, I did my 23andMe. Now he has another family. Stop. Stop it. Jesse says, Kempire, they're your Nigerian brothers. See? I know. All right. Moving on, because I have a lot more that I want to talk about. So Angel then says to Stacey, since they're talking about her brand, Angel says, what's the social justice element to your business? Which is actually a really good question. But Stacey basically is like, yeah, girl, ain't nobody talking to you. And Angel's like, excuse me, don't be rude. I was here for it. But I was here for the question too. So then they decide they're going to go out and go on the G&A float. Giselle's like, did I know that we had a float? That there was going to be a G&A float? Okay. Apparently not, but she's, I'm here for it. We still don't know what G&A is at this particular point. It started off an apparel brand, then it was raising money for charity. I don't know. They need to just stop. Wendy, though, had me cracking up in this episode. Her confessionals were so funny this episode. So Wendy says, at this particular point, what the hell is G&A? Is it a tax front? And look, guys, there were a couple of moments in this episode, because we know what we're talking about and dealing with when it comes to Wendy, and what we will be dealing with Wendy later on in the season. But it's not lost on me. Look, when she says that this could possibly be a tax front, I said to myself, well, you would know. Right? Look, right? There were a couple of moments that made me kind of think about the issues that Wendy and Eddie are going through. But she's like, is it a tax front? Okay. Anyway, so they go on the float. They have a good old gay old time. This is where Ashley recalls coming out to her grandmother and blah, 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 blah. Fine, whatever. Elma shows, I was like, Wendy, stop talking. Remember, these are recorded, before she got arrested and after the season. Diana says, tell us more, Pam Oliver. Tell us more, Pam Oliver. Okay. Jean says that GNA is where Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy work. I did give you guys an update in regards to Wendy and Eddie responding legally. Well, not just legally, through their attorneys in regards to the aliases and the 40. Well, they didn't address the 40 credit cards. They only addressed the aliases. Okay. Dutch says, did Mia make bail? I don't know. I feel like if Mia was out, she would have released a statement by now. I don't know. Damn, I'm at work says, who's Pam Oliver? Don't go Google schmoogle it. Don't Google schmoogle it because you're going to be even more confused. It's an alias that the prosecution in Wendy's insurance fraud case is accusing her of using. And Eddie Hennessy's the other one. I didn't want you to go Google poor Pam Oliver and then see the sports commentator who's very successful come up. And then she's like, why people keep Googling me? Was Pam on Fox yesterday, Pam Oliver? I don't know. You guys tell me. Lord, poor thing. All right. Moving on from there. So they go, they're celebrating Pride. They come back from Pride. And this is the moment for people to kind of get an update on what's going on with Monique. And Giselle compliments Monique and she says, your vibe has been refreshing. And Monique says, yours too. Mm-hmm. So Monique is then asked by Wendy in regards to what happened with her and Chris. And Monique says that her and Chris gave a great image when they were on the show. So she's saying that everything that we knew of her and Chris was just an image. All right. She says that she feels like she wasn't being loved properly by Chris. And that she wishes someone told her that, once you get married, that the person could get worse. Look, can I just say this? If you did not watch Love and Marriage DC, you're very open to Monique. But the people that watch Love and Marriage DC, and I'm not saying that anyone was Team Chris, but it really didn't do Monique any justice. If anything, it made people turn on Monique more after watching her on Love and Marriage DC. Hence why she decided not to come back. She claims that she didn't come back because of money. I'm sure it was both of that. Money and the way that she was edited that season. She felt like, remember, she did an interview talking about Carlos. We did a whole Carlos expose. Remember that one? We included her in that expose, and she talked about how he did her worse than Bravo did her. But yet here she is back at Bravo. Okay. So, and I honestly believe she wants to use this platform, which is a major platform, bigger than OWN, to change the narrative, to change how people felt about her. I feel like it did really affect her. She won't admit it, but I do feel like her being on Love and Marriage DC and the backlash that she received from being on it, it really affected her. Exactly. Good Girl says came across terribly on the DC show. Someone said, Jean says, will the real Monique please stand up? I'm wondering who the real Monique is myself. If that wasn't the real Monique a few years ago, was the DC version of Monique on Love and Marriage DC the real Monique? Or is this the real Monique right here? I don't know. You just never know with Monique. And I'm not defending Chris Samuels because I don't feel like we got the real Chris Samuels maybe. But then you know what? I've been watching old clips from over the years of Potomac. So when you watch one clip, more and more clips start coming up. And we can't forget, no matter how we feel about Monique or Chris or anything, Chris really showed up for Monique during her season 5. Not just on the show, but on social media. Remember those Instagram lives that they did together and he was standing there by her side? Like, he really rode for her. Because remember, the allegations that they were trying to bring to the show, it never made it to the show. That's important to note. The allegations that she had cheated on Chris with the trainer and that the baby might not be Chris's. Remember that? So he rode with her during that time. So I will always, I think that's important to know. Remember, not only did Monique show up in that reunion for season 5, Chris Samuel showed up for Monique as a strong a partner during that reunion. I'm not saying that he was perfect. However, I do feel like we need to keep that in mind. Okay? All right. So she talks about how she feels like she wished someone would have told her that, after marriage that your partner could get worse. I didn't feel like she took any accountability in that conversation. I mean, she did admit that she was putting on a persona to make them look a certain way on the show, but I just feel like she really put it on him. So she says the first time that she thought that she couldn't do this marriage anymore, her daughter was 6 months old. Her daughter's now 10, 11 years old. And they've been divorced for 2 years. So when her daughter, remember they had a son after that. Her daughter was 6 months old when she first thought that she couldn't do this relationship. Okay? So Monique says that it was back in France when they were on a group trip in France, and they flashed back to that. She says it was Giselle, even though they've had their issues, it was Giselle who pointed out something that stood out to her, that the minute that she would step into her own light, it would affect Chris. She's like, anytime it was her birthday, that's when her and Chris would get into their biggest argument. Okay? Oh, thank you, Angela. Angela looked it up. Angel says Mia Nicole Thornton Fields was released on November 21st. So she's been out for the last 3 days. Well, that's good. That's good news, right? So she was released on Friday. So she did spend the night. Wait a second. So she spent a couple of nights in jail, y'all, because she was arrested on Wednesday. Mia Thornton. She was arrested on Wednesday. So she spent a couple, because she didn't have the $2,500. Damn. But okay. So Monique claims that the moment she started stepping, which is not impossible. For argument's sake, we've seen this happen with other couples as well. The wife comes on a platform like this. She starts her own businesses. There's so many things that start happening. It can affect your relationship. We do see a lot of divorces. Hello, we just reported on one with Candy, but Candy's always been a boss. So, but now you're seeing your wife kind of sort of step into her own. She's starting her own businesses and things like that. But didn't he finance, not for lazy moms? It wasn't making money and he was paying for it. Look, this is why I call twerking on a fence. I can see both sides. Just saying. You know what, Trolling for Justice, you are a mess with these comments. He says, Mia was having fun in jail. You know she goes both ways. Don't tell me, because if Mia comes out with a girlfriend from jail, I swear, I wouldn't put it past her, though. I wouldn't put it past Mia. Right? Patricia says, I didn't either, Kempire. No accountability. Look, I'm reminding you, OMG, not for lazy moms. I forgot about that. Anyway. And remember she got into, after she left Love and Marriage DC, well, during Love and Marriage DC, she got into doing radio and stuff like that. So she started to have her own voice, her own career. And apparently she's saying that Chris didn't like that. Okay. Marielle, Not for Lazy Moms is her podcast. So it's separate from the essential oils. It's separate from the essential oils. Yeah. All right. So she talks about that, and she gives credit to Giselle because Giselle pointed it out. So Giselle doubles down in her confessional. She's like, she knew that one day that Monique would wake up and see this for herself. And look, to give some sort of grace here, we have to keep in mind, we only see an edited version of these people's lives. And these women, not only do they see more in regards to filming with each other, but they also live in the DMV. And the DMV is a small area. And I feel like everybody knows each other's business. So it wouldn't shock me that they would know a lot more about the relationship. Okay? So Monique gives Giselle credit in that regard, but then it goes left, y'all, because I need to unpack what Monique then says. because they asked Monique, what was the last straw? So this is my issue with Monique sometimes. The answers always feel like, wait, what was it? So they ask her, what was the last straw? And she's like, you know what I noticed with him? That, anytime that he wanted something, he would be nice to me. So I said, I'm going to test it out. So she said, I'm going to give him a little, nookie. And then she did. And then she said, he flipped and he changed. And she's like, and there it goes. She proved it. And then she woke up the next morning and she said to him,
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
she said to him, you will never enter me again.
Lies! The lie!
I don't know about y'all, and you ladies can tell me. When they said that, they asked her what was the last straw, and she said that was her answer as the last straw. I said, that was your proof of, like, I'm done? I mean, look, to each their own. Maybe it symbolized something more for her. But based off the edited version of what we saw on the show, I said, wait. The last straw, you tested it out that he would only be nice to you when he wanted nookie. And that was the last straw. And she turned over that morning to Chris and said, you will never enter me again.
And scene.
Tyrese says, that was so dramatic. I need to know y'all thoughts on this because it didn't make sense to me that was the last straw. But maybe, look, all it takes is one little thing. It could have been a mountain of different things, okay? And that was the last straw. Literally, it's like the last straw to break the camel's back, to kind of everything to fall apart. Everybody at that table was like, you said what to him? You will never enter me again. Oh. Okay. I will say this though. I've had a couple of situations, not romantic situations, friendships, that type of relationship where the friendship has ended and I'm blindsided because, and I'll give you a perfect example. I want to get too much. There was a friend and they just randomly, like, we hadn't seen each other. We reunited and everything was all good. And then randomly they were like, I can't be friends with someone like you. To this day, I'm like, what happened? Did I say something? Did I do something? Only for that friend to come back and like, I should have never said that. I'm so wrong, blah, blah, blah. To come back to apologetic. He's a Gemini, so that should tell you everything you need to know. And I was like, did I say something? Did I do something? So so that's the feeling I'm getting from the whole situation with Monique and Chris. So that was the last straw. Like, he changed up on you. But again, for all we know, I'm sure she said a whole lot more in regards to Chris and what was. Asa says no Gemini slander. I'm just pointing out who it was. Okay, just pointing out their sign. Okay, not the door is closed. All right. Singer CST says, Monique said these holes are closed. Yeah, both. Look, both. Well, no, all three. Because technically, the ladies, you could look. Come on. All right, come on. This is not Kempire After Dark. Okay, this is not Kempire After Dark. Marley says, not the Gemini's catching strays. Yeah. Austin says, my thoughts are, seems legit to me. She had it up to here and tested her theory, and he proved her right. After that, bye. I can see that, because again, they said what was the last straw, but I just did not expect for her to be like, you will never enter me again. Nia says, OMG, Kempire hates us, Gemini. I don't hate anyone. Just calm down. Okay. Just say it. All right, let me move on. You will never enter me again. Everyone was aghast by that statement, okay? She said, you will never enter me again. So that was the last straw. That's when she decided that she was going to file for divorce, I guess. Fine. Again, the last straw is that last thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a monumental thing. All right. Ew, Mr. Melody, I can't. I'm done with y'all. We're not counting how many holes we have in our bodies, y'all. All right, let's move on. So you know, one of the things that I love to do is to look at property. So I don't care if it's a non-scene, but Angel and Bobby, Bobby go to look at property because, you know, they are renting their place in the DMV. I told you I watched the Homeworthy of their Colorado home. Their Colorado home is beautiful, but they would like to raise their children in DMV. They're both from the DMV, but they have their home in Colorado, and they're going to keep their home in Colorado. They kind of want to be bi-coastal. She completely Angel's no dummy, okay? Even though she's using words that this group can't understand, Angel, keep using them, okay? Don't dumb yourself down for these women. So she wants to keep their home. I understand why she wants to. If you watch their Homeworthy, there's no reason. They put so much heart and soul and renovations into that home, and just all these like different unique pieces into that home. The selenite chandelier. Oh, I'm gonna get me one. Yet, not yet. When I'm building out my next place, I'm gonna get me a beautiful selenite chandelier. Okay. And she has a lot of crystals. This is why I thought we would love Angel, because I feel like we have a lot in common. Look, we have a lot in common with her. All right? Mr. Mellon Magic says Angel can leave, Bobby can stay. They are a package deal. Okay? So they go to look at this property because they would like to raise their children in the DMV, but they still want to keep their home in Colorado. Okay? And apparently she's in Colorado right now. Okay. Because we find out that she'd get kicked out of her rental in the DMV. I don't know what happened. I'm sure it's going to play out this season. Okay. So they're looking at this property. It's 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, $3.2 million. I will say this. It's a nice property. And depending on if you want to just move into a property, this might be okay. Some people have vision like, well, you know, I can see what I can do with these bones. Okay. The property was okay. But they've looked at multiple properties, apparently. So we get a little preview of the property, all right? Angel then sits down with Bobby. And she's like, I want to, you know, unpack some stuff with you. So she wants to talk again. I can't believe that we're on episode 8 and we're still talking about the catfish of it all. Angel, you are the one making this a thing. And look, Angel might say production told me to talk about it with Bobby. You could talk about so many other things. I just don't understand why Angel is more mad at Wendy than she is at Giselle. And I love the fact that production keeps playing back the scene, proving that it wasn't Wendy that said catfish. It wasn't Wendy that even brought this up. But your issue is still with Wendy. It's not making sense. And if you look at the scene from the Reasonably Shady party, it's like she wants the acceptance of big sister Brian. And maybe because she comes from that wag mentality where you have the head wag and she's like, okay, this is the person I need to get to know. This is who I need to fall in line with in order to kind of get into the group. So, and you probably look at Wendy as low on the totem pole. You shouldn't. She's been on there for 6 seasons. Well, 6 years at this particular point. You shouldn't. Put some respect on her name. She's been there a long time. Okay? So, she talked about what Giselle brought up, but she said, what bothered her more was Wendy's reaction and her throwing sauce on it. Wendy did not throw any sauce on it, girl. She didn't. So Bobby says what I've been saying in regards to this. He's like, you guys are a group of friends. It shouldn't be that, is it really that deep? Is it really that serious? And she's like, it is. It is to me. And she's like, okay, well. And he backs down. But he literally, Bobby's also looking at it, but he's also a guy. I understand that too, as a guy. He's just like, is it really that deep? Why are we still talking about the catfish? She keeps bringing up every scene that she has with her family. She's bringing up the catfish of it all. All right, we'll move on from that scene. Giselle meets up with Ashley, Tia, and Kiarna. So Giselle and Robin are celebrating $10 million. They wish. What's going on with that Slim Shady lawsuit? Is there any update in regards to that? I'm guessing not. So they're celebrating, her and regular Robin are celebrating 10 million downloads. Who's listening to this podcast? Who is listening to this? I'd never hear y'all talk about, I'm listening to Reasonably Shady. Unless they say something crazy and then we talk about it. I'm just sort of like, okay, all right. I do find it interesting that NAACP nominated them for anything. The amount of problematic things they've said about black people on that podcast. We've talked about it, just saying. But, okay, fine. So they're celebrating. Who's listening to it? You show yourselves. 10 million downloads? Good for them. Good for them. All right. So then they move on, and Kiarna says that she spoke with Cookie. She was on the phone with Cookie. And she says Chris called in. And Cookie went back on the phone, this is according to Kiarna, and claims that Stacey talked about Monique to Chris and said that Monique was dogging Chris out to the group and saying that, she felt like a piece of meat and that the sex was bad. Well, we have to remember, yes, we did not see Monique say that. The piece of meat part, yes. However, we did not see her say it was bad sex. But again, we're watching an edited version. You do realize what we're watching is cut down from hours and hours of footage. So for all we know, Monique even what Monique said about him, I was actually surprised that Monique, I don't feel like she dogged him out, but it wasn't very favorable. Because I will say, after watching that scene, I was like, ooh, I wonder how Chris is going to feel about how she's talking about him on the show. Because in all fairness, Chris has never dogged Monique out ever publicly. I go back to season 5. He had her back like a real husband. And since then, he has never said anything about her on social media. He hasn't done interviews or said anything about Monique. Because no matter how you can feel about how he was on the show, he's always showed a united front with Monique. He hasn't dogged her out in interviews or anything like that. We would have seen it. You guys would have sent it to me. We would have reported on it. He's never dogged Monique out. So when she was talking about Chris, I was like, ooh. It wasn't terrible, but at the same time, I was sort of like, I wonder how he's going to feel about this. Because it wasn't very favorable either. Especially when you tell somebody, I'm treating you like a piece of meat, and you told them like, oh, you will never enter me again. Oh, no, come on. But y'all, after watching it again this morning, I have a different speculation on this, because Kiarna is now saying that Cookie claims that Stacey is the one that told this to Chris. Well, anyone in this group could have told this to Chris. Anyone in this group. But I have some speculation, and this is not because I'm a Stacey fan. Stacey lies, and even Stacey's body language was giving, she might be lying. She might be lying. Here's my speculation. Let me be devil's, aka Stacey's advocate, okay? They've been coming for Stacey all season. We're only on episode 8. I feel like every episode they're coming for Stacey. Ashley's coming for Stacey. Giselle's coming for Stacey. Kiarna's coming for Stacey. And nothing is sticking. What tells us that these ladies who have a pattern of spreading rumors and lies and putting sauce on a situation. What tells us that Giselle, I don't even think Kiarna would do this, Giselle or Ashley did not run to tell Cookie this, and Cookie told this to Chris Samuels. And I'm not going to sit here and act as if Cookie seems like a reliable reporter. My DMV sources says she's not. She's not a reliable reporter. Only for us to find out, even in this episode, Monique says the same thing. Mind you, people have been telling me about Cookie since she appeared on the show. They've been like, yeah, she's definitely well known in the area. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not saying that Stacey did not run tell that to Chris. Again, what's her loyalty to Monique? She just met Monique. If we're going to be honest, even if she did tell Chris this, she knows Chris more than she knows Monique. She could have talked to Chris like, Chris, I met your ex-wife and she said this about you today. And we have to keep in mind, we did not see the full conversation. For all we know, she could have said a whole lot more. And Stacey could have been like, I didn't feel comfortable with some of the things that she said about you. She says she's cool with Chris. She knows him socially. Okay. However, then I thought to myself earlier today, I said, what if? And I'm not saying that this is fact, because Stacey's body language was giving guilty. Her body language was giving guilty. But we're also watching an edited show. For all we know, the scene that we're seeing could be something that they've cut in from another moment. I know that's terrible with reality television. They take audio, they take moments, and they switch them around. But her body language is definitely giving guilty. And look, who's to say that she's wrong for telling her friend that she knows more than she knows Monique about what Monique said? But then there's the other side of me that said, well, what if Ashley or Giselle run told that to Cookie? And it's like, we're going to blame it on Stacey. Because you saw how Ashley and Giselle were sort of reacting. It's like, why would Monique was having a sister moment with us. Why that's like me going to Michael Darby, and it's just like me going to Jamal Bryant. And I was like, I don't trust either one of them. So Stacey, I know you watch Girl. One of your friends will be watching. That should be your excuse. Hold strong, Stacey. Do not waver. I don't think you will, though. I don't think you will waver. So when you get to the reunion, I was like, I never said anything to Chris. Well, how do we know that Giselle or Ashley, who's been coming for me all season, how do we know that they didn't say it? How do we know that they didn't say it? How do we know that they didn't say it? Huh? How do we know that they weren't the ones to bring the information to Chris Samuels or to Cookie, who seems to talk to Chris more than anyone in this group? How do we know? How do they know it's me? They don't. And they never will. And we're back. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. You can also hear us on the Kempire podcast, so make sure you subscribe today so that we can get to 10 million downloads. Come on. All right, help us get to 10 million downloads. I know our podcast is better than Reasonably Shady. Okay. Blanche says, and still she rises. Exactly. All right. All right. Let's move on. So they had that conversation. Kiarna was the one to bring the news to the group. So Wendy and Monique meet up to have a conversation. Okay. So Wendy was the first person to reach out to Monique after the fight. Did we know that? I don't recall that. So Wendy apparently was the first person to reach out to Monique after the fight. And they never really, Wendy says, it sucks that they never really got a chance to know each other. Because remember, that was Wendy's first season and the fight happened early on. And of course, she was friendlier with Candace. So she had loyalty to Candace. Understandable. And Wendy says she didn't reach out to Monique because you beat up my friend. I mean, yeah, I understand. Okay. So Wendy says that her relationship is better with Giselle. So she's just updating her and she feels like, and that they're friends now. And she feels like Monique and Giselle should have a conversation. And Monique seems to be really open to having that conversation. But then Wendy, did y'all notice there were quite a few moments in this episode where they mentioned Karen Huger? They even flash back to Karen Huger. So Wendy mentions Karen and how Stacey told her that Karen was talking all kinds of mess about her. And then she didn't thank her at the reunion. Amina says Kempire's worldwide. I don't know about reasonably shady. I mean, we did have a London show. Okay, right, London? We had an amazing London show a year ago. Come next month. Wow, London. I got to come back. I had a great time in London. All right. So she talked about where her relationship is with Karen, and she says that Cookie has been keeping everyone in the loop with everything that's going on with Karen. And Monique is just like, oh yeah, I introduced Karen to Cookie. And Monique doesn't like Cookie because she was like, Cookie is like real friend in your face, and then behind your back is talking all kinds of mess. I keep telling you guys about that Cookie character. Okay. So Monique doesn't like her. She calls her a demonic entity. A demonic entity. And she says she acted like a friend, but then would talk about behind her back. So that's interesting. So she says she doesn't trust Cookie. Thank you so much. Shady Reality TV Review says you sure do, Kempire. London was fire. Thank you. All right. Oh, Creme Brulee was there too. Creme Brulee says great show in London. That feels so long ago now. I need to come back to London. I did try though, London, to come back this year, but trying to get these things done, it's not easy. It's not easy, but I did try to come back this year, y'all. All right. Right? I thought the same thing. Toya says demonic is strong, which makes me wonder what happened. I don't know. I want to hear what Cookie has to say, but I also want to know what Monique has to say in regards to what I want to compare their stories. I want to know what caused the issue. And apparently she got Chris in the divorce. All right. So Monique then says that, Wendy says that she's tired of the girls ganging up on Stacey. She's explaining why she sort of gravitated towards Stacey. And Monique warns Wendy. She's like, you got to be careful. You might need to take a step back and kind of see who Stacey is, because it feels like she's trying to become you. Do you think that's what's happening with Stacey, that she's trying to become Wendy? I don't know if I believe that. Because I don't see them as the same. I know they're doing a similar business, but I don't look at them the same. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. But Monique warns Wendy about it. It was a nice little conversation. Dare I say their conversation was more productive than the conversation that Wendy had with Giselle last season. But okay, fine, whatever. All right, let's move on from there. Then we have this scene with Stacey, Timo, and Tia for Arabella's swim meet. And if you ever been to a swim meet, they're always early in the freaking morning. Okay. So Timo and Stacey are apparently, remember she had a dry spell when she was dating, that one. She now is back to having sex with Timo. Do you believe that? I don't know. I don't know what I believe when it comes to Timo and Stacey's relationship. I don't know. I don't know what I believe. I definitely get he's into her and he's attracted to her. I just don't know what I believe in regards to their reunion. You know what I mean? So Timo and Stacey, they're all hugged up at the pool. And you know what stood out to me? I was like, he's like, I'm cold. And then she's like, oh, you want me to warm you up? And then they're hugging up and their daughter's swimming. And I'm thinking, but I thought y'all said y'all haven't told Arabella. I know she suspected, but I don't understand Why? Look, but I thought she's not supposed to know that y'all are back together. Not another one of Stacey's lies.
Lies. The lie.
You know what I mean? Damn, y'all dragging Cookie in the comments over here. I'm seeing I'm trying to be like, oh. But some of the comments, I'm like, oh, well, damn, nah, not Cookie catching another shot. We're not even talking about Cookie anymore. But okay. So that stood out to me. But look, as long as her lies don't go into the place of like Mia be lying, but I do feel like her lies are going to catch up with her at some particular point. Jesse says Stacey's lying, Kempire. She got a lying problem. We know this already. Okay. Our Bless says the lies, Kempire, the lies. Okay. So Tia is finally introduced to Timo. Okay. And apparently Stacey brought Tia around her family because she's been non-judgmental. Let me just say this because this comes up later as to an issue that Tia tries to bring between Stacey and Wendy. We have to keep in mind, I don't know where this swim training was, but I'm assuming it's somewhere in the DMV proper. And we have to remember, I could understand, because Stacey never said, I don't trust Wendy. She says, I don't really trust this group. However, something to keep in mind, where Wendy lives. Remember when Stacey went to go see Wendy, she had to leave at the crack of dawn because it's so far from Potomac proper or for wherever Stacey lives. So that was like an hour and a half drive. So to invite Wendy, who I believe she does trust and has had her back, to invite Wendy, if Tia is getting up at 5 a.m., what time does Wendy have to get up? Wendy already gets up at 5 a.m. because if you watch Wife Swap. So I've been having different thoughts, guys. This is why I watched it multiple times. I'm thinking that's probably part of the reason why she didn't invite Wendy. This was an opportunity for her to film with someone else in the group. But at the same time, if Wendy was going to go to this, if she even had the availability to go to this, Wendy would have had to leave probably at 5 a.m. to be there on time. You know what I mean? T-Lux says, she should have said that. We don't know what's left in and what's edited out, y'all. That's why I'm bringing it up. We have to just keep that in mind. Ashley says, could have been a scheduling conflict too. All of that. But I had to rewind that scene after watching what Tia said. And it wasn't as if she was dogging out Wendy to Tia. So I felt like Tia was reaching with that because she just said, I don't really trust the group with that. And I was like, well, that doesn't mean she necessarily is singling out Wendy. Okay. 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 So Tia is introducing herself to Timo and she's having conversations with him. And she's like, oh, she's royalty. She's like, my crown is, is getting shined. So you can already tell that Timo seems uncomfortable filming and he seems uncomfortable talking about anything that's going on in the group. All right. So, and one of the things that Stacey says, she says that Timo's apprehensive about meeting the group. So Tia invites Timo to a group dinner that she's planning the next day, but Timo says he's flying out tomorrow. Pay attention to Stacey's body language. And when Stacey says, oh, and he's probably not going to come back till the following week, because they were also talking about Giselle's 10 million, the reasonably shady event. Okay. So Stacey, it seems as if, look, we have to keep in mind, Timo might not want to film. He might not want to be in this group. Or maybe Stacey doesn't want him to film with this group because she doesn't want them asking him all kinds of questions. Who knows? So there might be that element there. But I said this this morning. I feel like if you're in a couple, I'm sure you guys have told white lies for your husband or your wife in order to get them out of something. He's like, "Oh, I'm not going to be in town." Okay? And then your wife's supposed to sort of like chime in for you. It wasn't like Timo said, I could be able to come to that. He was the one to be like, I leave tomorrow. So I don't know. I'm just trying to see both. This is me twerking on a fence, y'all. I'm not saying that Stacey's not a liar, but I feel like, well, maybe he doesn't want to film. He's willing to film with her, but he doesn't want to be involved in the mess. And like I said, I feel like couples tell white lies for each other to get them out of stuff all the time. I can't wait to be in a couple where I can have someone to get me out of stuff. Oh, Kempire, we have plans. Next week we can't go. You know what I mean? Or if you're at a group event and you look at your boo and you have a signal, like, oh. You know what I mean? Time to go. Time to go. I'm looking forward to those days. All right, guys, we have over 2,000 people here. We don't even have 1,000 likes. Keep liking the video if you haven't already. And don't forget, we have merch. Some of you, no matter how many times I say it, you all are still hitting me up, asking me about where can I get the merch? houseofkempire.com. Links are available in the description, or you can just go to TheKempire.com and click the shop button. You can also watch us on The Kempire. When we're live, you can also watch us from there too. So just in case you don't want to get in trouble for being on YouTube at work, just saying. Let me say thank you because we had quite a few super chats. Thank you so much. Tiara, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiara says, dang, at this point, I may take NECA over K. Am I alone? Oh, well, Tiara, I can't argue with that. If I had to choose between NECA and Kiarna, I would choose NECA. I'm sorry. I would choose NECA. At least she's married. Oh. Kristen, thank you so much for the super chat. Kristen said, and for being a member, Kristen says, listening to Angel on the after show drained me. Yeah. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you for being a member for the super chat. Europe Cities, Chips Ahoy, and Brene Kennard can go. I don't even know who you're talking about. Who's Chips Ahoy? Squirtile, thank you for being a member for the super chat. Unspecial K and the Crookie Monster need to go. I'm tired of them both. Wait, who's Crookie Monster? Like, that could be a couple of people. I can't keep up with y'all and these pet names. The Sauce, thank you for the super chat. Didn't Mia get evicted? Of course she stayed in jail. She needed a place to stay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Elma Bell, thank you so much for the super chat. Elma Bell, and for being a member. Bobby has the face card, and yes, Angel used that vocab. I knew when Angel said mercurial that Giselle was lost because she didn't know when Ashley used dubious what it meant either. Use your superpowers, right? Confuse them. Look, confuse them. I like the people using words that aren't common in our language. First of all, that improves my vocabulary too. Because then I'm going to be like, let me look up that word. What does that word mean? Or ask. Tish, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Angel keeps lying on Wendy. Why isn't anyone calling Angel a liar? Well, except for production. Shout out to them for the receipts. I don't know if she's lying intentionally or she's just so fixated on Wendy that she thinks that's what Wendy said. Ariel, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariel says, wait, what about the people that were behind them? There were others sitting there that could have overheard them and told him. Oh, at the event. You're right. You know those DMV streets are hot. And nobody can hold water down there. Look, you're right. Anything. That is so true. We don't know who knows Chris. Chris be in them streets. Keith, thank you so much for the super chat. Keith says, Angel's anger needs to be towards the Photoshop app, not Wendy. Oatmeal Raisin Cookie wants a spot on this show so badly. Give it up, Delicious. Here's the thing. I said this yesterday. Angel is so mad at Wendy when she should be mad at herself and her face tuning skills. She should be mad at her hands that you just went a little too far on that nose, okay? But the more she talks about it, the more we keep talking about it. She could have taken the wind out of their sails and be like, y'all all use Facetune or whatever it may be. So whatever, you didn't recognize me? Well, maybe I need to let up a little bit. Check out the next photo. And then we would have moved on. Star, thank you so much for the super chat. Or Starma? Bengu? Thank you so much for the super chat. Starma says, Oh, yes, this episode is probably why Cookie commented on Nneka's post shading Wendy after the allegedly thingy. Oh, yeah. Yep. Because Wendy pointed out during this event that Monique said that she's not to be trusted. Cookie. That's why she doesn't like her. Julian, thank you so much for the super chat. Julian says Tia was obviously there digging for dirt to report back to GNA. Timo paid her dust like a solid man should, asking him to dinner to circumvent Stacey. Stacey even said later that T isn't comfortable yet. Yeah. I mean, I get it. And one of the things that I loved that Stacey said during her conversation with Tia, she was like, well, I'll bring Timo around when Giselle brings her man around. And I said, you know what? No lies told. She was like, it's not like her husband isn't filming with her. It's not like her husband isn't real. It's not like it's been proven that they did get the divorce. And it's not like we didn't see him wrap his arms around her. She was begging to wrap his arms around her, to give her a kiss, to give her a little nookie. Just saying. At least this man is actually showing up for her. Unlike others. Tamara, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Tamara says, I think Stacey lied for her man who clearly is not comfortable. Her alliance was with her man. And this is why I brought up the point. For those of you that are in relationships, have you not done this for your partner as well? Or lied to get out of going to an event or to leave an event early? I feel like that's what I was seeing in that moment. Maybe. Look, maybe. Keith, thank you so much for the super chat. Keith says, Tia needs to read the room. Stacey was covering for her man because he's not feeling them. After years of tarnishing husbands, I don't blame him. And maybe he just doesn't want to be on reality television. Not everybody named Mama wants to be on reality television. You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to be on reality television. I actually respect it. Zamunda. Gary, is that you? Zamunda says, best friend. Yeah, It is Gary. Best friend, y'all giving Stacey a lot of grace for her lying. This episode whooped her A with the lying. She got to be stopped before it's too late. I don't think that someone else said that on Twitter. They felt like Stacey really got like this wasn't a good episode for her. And I was like, are we watching the same show? Live chat. Do y'all feel like Stacey got her butt whooped in this? I do not think so at all. I don't think Stacey Stacey still rose, okay? She's still rising. Thank you, Trolling for Justice, for the super chat. Angel Tired Self, Grandmother Goose Storytime Voice. Damn, you guys are harsh. Okay? Receipts, proof, timelines. Thank you for being a member. Says, again, Stacey isn't cool with him being around them. And he doesn't look like he's comfortable being around them. I think he just wants to be there for his partner, the mother of his child. Remember, they were together for a very long time. This is not some sort of like quick relationship. Do you think they're really working on the relationship? Do you think they're really back together? I'm still on the fence. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on it. And I'm not going to ask Stacey because I do think Stacey is... She's funny. She's a funny person to get to know. You know, she came to my show. She was very friendly to me. She followed me. And then all of a sudden, because I shared some information that I found, and that's what happens. You want to be friends with a blogger. That's what happens. Just saying. And then she flipped on me. She never blocked me, though. Right, Stacey? She didn't block me, though. She unfollowed me, so I unfollowed her back. Boom. Which is better, Stacey. We will love each other from afar. From afar. Oh my God. And Stacey stays winning. I love the way she's navigating this. I don't love all the necessary lies, but I love the way that she's navigating this group. Okay. All right. Let me move on because we still have a lot more to talk about, guys. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Make sure you like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. All right. Did I get all the super chats? Oh, wait. Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. Tyrese says, Timo is embarrassed. Timo is embarrassed from the TJ of it all. And he saw how that went down? Probably. Maybe. Okay, let me move on. All right, so then we have this scene with Giselle planning her reasonably shady party. She meets up with Ashley's friend, and they're talking about this party, and she explains that regular Robin is not going to attend. And she says the reason why Robin isn't going to attend is because she's not happy with the way that she left the group. Basically, the way she left the show. And I told you, remember, we had the exclusive tea. I revealed it during our live shows, and I revealed it here. Word on the street that, I think Robin talked about it during BravoCon weekend, they offered her to come back as a friend of, but she didn't want that. She wanted to be full-time. So I think that was part of it. Robin, what you should have done, I understand not coming back as a friend this season. I'm fine with that. Know your worth, girl. However, I think what you should have done was at least show up for the Reasonably Shady event and show. I think it would have been nice. I think people would be like, you know what? I kind of miss Robin. Or maybe not. I don't know. But I feel like this would have been your opportunity to at least help promote your brand. I mean, it's still getting promotion with you or with you there or not. But I think it would have been a great opportunity for you to show people what they may have been missing. Okay? Maybe she wanted to get paid to be there and they said no. I mean, I can understand them saying no. They're promoting your podcast on their show. I don't know. But yeah, so Robin apparently is not happy with the way she left the group or the way that she was fired from the group, but fine. So so they all seem shocked. Like, Robin's not going to be there. That did seem weird. Especially because we do know that Robin and Giselle are close. So for her not to show up for something that they're actively involved in, it'd be different if it was something separate from that Giselle was doing, just some sort of party. I can understand Robin not showing up for that, but this is something that you're actually the co-partner of. You're both being sued together by Slim Shady. You know what I mean? But okay, fine. Lonnie says she should have been there, but we do not care. Okay, fine. Damn, Robin. They don't look. I don't know if this is working. Hold on. One time for Robin. One time for Robin. Damn. One time for Robin. The tiny little violin. All right. Let me put that there. All right. All right. So that's when we find out. So Giselle reveals to the party planner and Grace. Grace is there for the summer. Grace is helping plan the party. And Giselle reveals that the girls are mad at Stacey for speaking to Chris after the event. Allegedly. We'll say allegedly. We don't know for sure if that's what actually happened. This is all according to Cookie. Okay? That's all according to Cookie. All right. So Tia, her husband, and Wendy and her husband. So, okay, let's talk about the finger waves. All right. Now, okay, Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie, a.k.a. Pam Oliver, came out with, but I have to you got to give credit where credit's due. She looks good with the long hair. She looks good with the finger waves. I was not ready for the finger waves. The body was bodying. I love the color that she had on. Pam Oliver looked amazing. But I said, what in the Bonnie and Clyde is going on? Okay. What you call it? Eddie, you got to take a little bit of a dab. Dab your hairline. When you come back from the barber, when he lined you up, you need to dab it and get the white line away. I mean, I think some people like the white line there because I'm like, why wouldn't you dab that away? But anyway. So, Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy meet up with Tia and her husband. What's her husband's name again? What's her husband's name? I don't remember her husband's name. Anyway. You guys will remind me. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch. I see you guys on Twitch. Hey, Twitch fam. Shout out to everyone. Don't forget, guys, we're streaming on Twitch in 4K, so it's pretty, from what I've heard, both the visual and audio quality is top tier on Twitch. Twitch.tv/TheKempire. Okay. Danielle says, I can't stand the white line. I don't know why they don't just wipe it off a little bit. Hold on. I missed your comment. Where are you? I lost the... Oh, here we go. Kimmy says, Cookie's looking for a moment. A beautiful photo. Thank you, Assets. Assets is watching on Twitch. She says, yep, sound and video is way better on Twitch. Shout out to our Twitch fam. Nelson, you there? Nelson, let me calling out Nelson. Nelson usually watches on Twitch too. Matter of fact, I will drop the call-in link for Twitch people, folks, first, because they follow me there. Let me drop the call-in link. I'm not taking calls just yet, fam, but I'm going to drop it for our Twitch folks first. Hold on. Where's my Twitch? There we go. I'm dropping the call-in link for our Twitch members. Guys, happy early Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving this week. Can you believe it? Now officially, we can all say it's 'tis the season to be jolly, right? Right. All right, so back to this. Oh, wait, let me also drop it for our members. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to do that as well. Let me drop this for our members. Guys, keep liking the video. Once we get to, how many people we have? We're not even at 1,000 likes, and we have over 2,200 people here. Okay, watching on multiple platforms. So get the like in, and then I'll drop the call link for you guys. All right, especially if you've been here for over an hour, right? We've been live for over an hour. Feels like it. Is it over an hour? Yeah, over an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, sidebar, guys. I did drop my review, the video version, but if you're a podcast listener, you heard my review of the Boys Mind Tour. I went to the Brooklyn show and I did a recap. The visual version is now available here on our YouTube channel, and you can watch it. You can also watch it on Twitch. So just keep that in mind. It's available on Twitch as well. If you are a Team Kempire member, I've dropped the call-in link for you guys on the post tab here on YouTube. Okay?
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
All right, let me see. Okay, you guys rated this episode pretty well. We have over 1,400 votes of this episode, and you guys rated it between a 7 and 10, 80%. That's pretty damn good. Come on, Potomac. 80%. That's very good. I thought it was a good episode too. That's how I would rate. I told you I would rate it like an 8. I thought it was a good episode. All right, so let me get back to talking about this mess. Look, this mess. So Tia and Wendy have this couple's dinner. So they're getting to know each other. Tia and Wendy connect on their Nigerian roots. There's a lot of flashbacks to other scenes and moments that have happened, even group moments. So apparently Tia and Wendy had a separate dinner or lunch, whatever it may be. And she's like, there's something cool about Tia because we connect on our Nigerian roots. And look, some people say, why couldn't that have happened with Nneka? Well, Nneka came in saying that Wendy's mom was, putting up her on a shrine. So I can understand why she didn't feel like she could connect with her. Do I think that Wendy is probably making more than an effort to be friendly with Tia because of the accusations? I could see that too. But I also think Tia's lovely, so Tia makes it easy. You know what I mean? This is why I feel like Stacey did feel like she could welcome Tia, because Tia really was coming in with the energy of liking everyone. So Tia apparently lied about her age when she first met her husband. She was only 19. I don't know how old she told him she was, but they've known each other since the 90s. Okay. So Wendy, okay, I got to say something, y'all. Wendy talks about when she first met Eddie, they've known each other since they were teenagers, but when she first met Eddie, she wasn't considering Eddie because he didn't have a car. Hear me out. I didn't think of this last night, but I thought of this today as I was watching it. Because, with everything that's been going on with Wendy and the accusations against them, allegations against them, and what people have said. Some people have said these people are trying to live up to a certain lifestyle. When she brought up the fact that she was not interested in Eddie back in the day because he didn't have a car, I said, oh, I had a That's So Raven moment. I said, flash forward. And I was just like, wait a minute. Here we are. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. He's trying to keep you happy, keep you in Chanel, keep you with diamonds on your fingers. I'm not saying that this is fact, y'all. I'm just saying I'm watching a show. I'm watching a show, and then I'm covering this Wendy Acefo story, and she says that, and I said, oh my gosh, was that a precursor? Was that a precursor? Am I wrong for thinking this, y'all? Am I wrong? Portia says it's all her. See, I don't want to blame Wendy, but when she said that she was not interested in Eddie back then, I was like, wait a minute. Theo says, you can gaze into the future. You might think life would be a breeze. Miss Melly Magic says, I don't blame her, to be honest, because where are we going to go? Well, I don't know, where did they grow up? Where did they grow up? Did they grow up in the DMV, Eddie and Wendy? And I guess you do need a car. But if you grew up in New York, having a car wouldn't be like mandatory. But I do know people that's mandatory for them. Like, oh, you need to have a car. She wouldn't be the first. So I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying it stood out to me that Wendy, that flash forward, here we are. And we also don't know what Eddie's family has accused Wendy of, why they didn't like her for him. For all we know, they could have been like, she wants too much. She expects this or that. I don't know. They were in Maryland? Okay. So they need a car in Maryland. Look, So that stood out to me. Didn't say enough to anybody else? All right, let me move on. All right. So she wasn't checking for Eddie because he didn't have a car. And this is when we find out that Tia has never been to Chicago. They've been married 17 years. They've been together since the 90s, or at least knew each other since the 90s. She's never been to Chicago. I don't understand that. So have the kids been to Chicago? Have they gone to Chicago with him? Chicago's cool. Chicago's a great place for food. Like, why have you never been to Chicago? I don't understand. If I had a boo from Chicago, we would not stay in Chicago because these winters in Chicago. But I'm like, boo, it's warm in Chicago, and the flights are so cheap, or they can be, from New York to Chicago, and it's a short flight. We would be in there. Look, where's Keith? Keith moved to Chicago from New York. Keith, you live in Chicago? Keith got a boo. He moved to Chicago. I don't know. Keith, you didn't move to Chicago for the boo, did you? I can't remember now. Or was that part of your motivation? Not me telling his business. Teresa says downtown Chicago is everything. Love it. I liked Chicago when I went. I need to go back. Are we sure his family is still there? I'm wondering. But even if the family still isn't there, I would want to see where you came from. And also, Chicago's a cool city. I would like to go see it. Just saying. But that's me. Not everyone likes Chicago. But this is where your man is from. I would want to know where he's from, his roots, especially because he grew up there. It's a part of who he is. There is a Nando's in Chicago. I realized I went to Nando's before. For those that follow me on socials and things like that, I talked about going to Nando's in London. I just remembered I actually went to Nando's for the first time when I went to Chicago. And that was years ago. That was probably like 2019, maybe? I don't remember. It was before the pandemic. That was the last time I was in Chicago. That was the last time I was in Chicago. Anyway. Hosey Corona says Kempire's fake A laugh should be a housewife. This one? The one I want to replace that with is with Wendy's laugh, because I think her laugh is hilarious. It makes me laugh. But okay. All right, let me move on. So Tia's never been to Chicago. Tia says that Stacey said that Tia was like the safest person to bring around Timo. So she's dropping this in Wendy's ear, and she's like, really? And Wendy says in her confessional, Tia of all people, Tia who hasn't had your back, who hasn't defended you in this group. So Wendy is clearly offended. So Wendy says, like any true good housewife, I'm gonna call Stacey. So she calls her and confronts Stacey, and Stacey did not seem shook, y'all. She calls Stacey, and Stacey says that Timo isn't comfortable with a big introduction to this group. As they flash back, Timo claimed that he couldn't attend because he was flying out the next day, but apparently he was back in town. Remember Stacey, if you look at Stacey's body language when she's like, oh, and I don't think he's coming back until next week, she's looking down. Remember at the pool? She's looking down. So I kind of felt like, she might be lying here, but maybe lying for him. Maybe this is his way of saying, like, I really don't want to meet the group, at least not yet. So they talk about that. So she's confronting Stacey over the phone, on speakerphone, and Stacey says that she calls out Tia. She's like, why, not why, I was about to give you the Tia accent. She's like, why are you trying to cause friction between me and Wendy? Stacey says that Wendy is she's like, Wendy, you are my closest friend in the group, and that she's sorry if she hurt her feelings. Here's the thing. I feel like Tia kind of exaggerated the situation, because at no particular point did Stacey say that she didn't feel safe around Wendy. She said that right now she feels the safest with Tia in this group. That it didn't outright say Wendy, but I can see how you might think like, oh, and again, why would that even be a thing that you would bring up to Wendy? Unless you were trying to cause drama. You know what I mean? T says that Tia put sauce on it. And I told you, the reason why Wendy probably met Timo at the pool, well, why Wendy didn't go, I believe is because of how far Wendy lives from the rest of the group. And this was an early filming event, because they were filming in the early morning. You heard what Tia says, I got up at 5 a.m. to go, meet you and Timo. I don't think Wendy could have done that, regardless. Ariana says, I don't know, Kempire. It sounded shady when Stacey said it. I mean, look, everything that Stacey says, I'm always kind of like, is that the truth? Ayan Neomar says, did Stacey even use the word safe? No, that was Tia's words. Okay, moving on. All right, so Stacey, you see how Stacey wraps it up. You're never going to see Stacey sweat. She immediately changes it around, and she's like, Wendy, you are my closest friend in the group, and I'm sorry, if I hurt your feelings. Again, it wasn't as if Stacey said to Tia, I don't trust Wendy, so that's why I didn't invite Wendy. She says, I don't trust this group. Understandably, she probably wasn't even thinking about Wendy. But I could see her, when it comes to this group, she doesn't trust this group. There are 3 people in this group that have been coming after her. Kiarna, Giselle, and Ashley. King B says, she said the group. This also includes Wendy, in my opinion. I mean, it does include Wendy because she is a part of the group. If we're not going to talk semantics here, it does include Wendy. But maybe in her mind, she's like, I'm not saying that Wendy, I don't trust Wendy. Well, she cleans it up real quick. She's like, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. So Tia gets really upset. Okay? Tia gets really upset. She's like, oh, whatever. And they end up hanging up with Stacey. Okay. So Tia then brings up the fact that Angel has been saying that she felt like there's still an issue with Wendy and that Wendy ignored her at the airport. And Wendy's like, I did not ignore her at the airport. And she's like, I don't recall being the one to say the catfish word or comment. And Wendy says in her confessional, she's just like, I don't understand why Kiarna and Angel are so obsessed with me. She was, and look, to me, this was like drop the mic moment. She was like, F you and your camouflage to Angel. I don't blame Wendy for having an issue with Angel because Angel's the one keeping this going on. I've seen people say this too. Real by Cena says Tia tries to just jump on the bandwagon with the way the rest of the group treats Stacey. Because she, even in her confessional, Tia's saying like, oh, I've been trying to keep an open mind and things like that. It's almost as if Stacey has to prove something to Tia, and I don't feel like she needs to prove anything to Tia. She hasn't said or done anything to you, Tia. She hasn't lied to you. Well, maybe she has. Jean says that Tia falls flat from her. I still like Tia. I do like Tia. I didn't love her this week. I do feel like she was reaching to have an issue. I do think that Tia was being messy. But I also think that Stacey lies. All right. So they talk about, forgot how they talk. Oh, they were like, Stacey's from Detroit. And Wendy says, this is another thing, y'all. Here's another thing that's just not landing for me. This is not landing for me. So Wendy says, yeah, she is from Detroit. That's where hustlers be out there. And I was like, you would know. Talking about hustling. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's move on to this reasonably shady event. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're almost at 900 likes. Keep liking the video. Easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on this, on the Kempire podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you are giving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. We also dropped our The Boy Is Mine tour review here on YouTube, but also you can hear it on the podcast as well. And everything Kempire, including our merch, will be available in the description. The holidays are officially this week, so happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate, and happy holidays. If you want a cameo from me, you can also get that for the holidays. All that information will be available in the description. And I will be checking my P.O. box this week. So for those of you that have sent ornaments for the tree, I'm going to go and check the P.O. box so that I can start adding those to the tree. So thank you to everyone that has let me know that they're sending. So I will be adding it to our studio tree. So thank you, guys. All right, let me say thank you because we have a few super chats. Miss Esquire, to you, thank you for being a member, says, Robin will always find a way to let a bag miss her. You don't want to promote your business on a platform watched by thousands? Millions. Come on, millions watch it. When you think about the streaming and things like that, millions of people watch. Not smart, but, Tamara Montreal, thank you for being a member for the super chat. Can you imagine if Stacey would have brought Timo around the group? They would have asked him about Stacey's season's love interest. He's not dumb. They would have been messy. I don't blame him. I really do not blame him for not wanting to be. He's still showing up for Stacey. Let's give him credit for that. Writer person, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. I love Stacey, but she lies so much that's why it looks bad. Angel needs to leave Wendy alone. It's becoming weird, like when Ashley was obsessing over Candace. Especially because it's not that big of a deal and she wasn't the originator of the comment. Jocelyn, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. She says, all of them lie in some regard. Why is it a problem when Stacey does it consistently? Why the double standard? It's the way you said this, Jocelyn. Why is it a problem when Stacey does it consistently? You're right. They all have lied. They all have lied multiple times and added sauce, and some in egregious ways. Tish, thank you so much for being a member for another super chat. Stacey may lie, but she's never lied on anyone's husband. Cough, cough, Ashley and Giselle. Well, just saying. Thank you so much, FMU lady. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, let me shimmy because you sent $20. Thank you. Finally getting to see Alive since we're on Thanksgiving break. I love your recaps. My niece and I do miss the old theme song. We used to belt it out on our way home, made from school. Oh, thank you. Oh, now I see what it says. This is Formula Lady, right? 1, 2, 4, 3. Oh, thank you. You never know. It might make a comeback, the old song. It might come back. You never know. We have a new year coming up. Or maybe we have a new song. Unique, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, not another $20. Let me shimmy for the $20. Ow. Unique says, Stacey was the MVP in this episode, just saying. That's what I'm saying. Everyone keeps, well, not everyone. 1 or 2 people are saying like, oh, she did not survive. She did not survive in this episode. I was like, are we watching the same show? Cookie said, point again, and Stacey did. I was like, CTFU. Yes. Thank you, Unique, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Narda, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. I liked Mr. Hennessy and Pam this episode, shaking my head. OMG. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's get to this reasonably shady event. Where was Kiana's man? Where's Greg? Was he too busy for this event? Because she showed up with Angel and Bobby. Where was Greg? She couldn't clean him up in time? Okay. All right. So Tia tells the group about Stacey lying about the TMO flying out. And look, as I said to you before, it's very clear that they lied about the timing, why he couldn't come, whatever it may be. And that could be for a whole assortment of different reasons. I don't know. It's very clear that they told a white lie. Okay? Pageant Mommy says that Greg is with Timo. I'm not calling him Timo because y'all want to see, this is why the man doesn't want to be on the show. Y'all keep disrespecting his name. His name is Timo. All right. So Angel, oh Lord, here come Angel. Angel was giving me Destiny. Remember Destiny from Love and Marriage Huntsville? That moment when she sees Melody in the hallway and she sees her from across the room and she's like, "Hi, Fabi. I love you." That's the pay attention to her body language from that moment. Okay. So Angel says she wants to know how they can get to know each other better. Her and Giselle. She pulls Giselle to the side. And she's like, because I'm ready to move past this. You apologized, and I'm ready to move past this. But my issue is with Wendy. And, she still has an issue with Wendy. Even Giselle's just like, okay. So Angel uses the word, miracle? There we go. Nature. And Giselle says that Angel had a delayed, she always has like a delayed reaction to things. I just can't. I just can't with Angel in this. You're more mad at Wendy for something that she didn't even start. It's not making sense. It's weird. You've been talking about this since it happened, and it wasn't even Wendy who brought it up. It wasn't even Wendy's plan to bring any of that up. Yet here we are. You're still mad at Wendy. So, of course, Giselle's like, "What's that word?" She's like, "I don't even think Angel knows what that word means." No, she does. She does. You just don't know. You just don't know. And that's okay. You could have asked her. So then we see Wale. If you watch Love Hotel, then you know who Wale is. Wale and Ashley had a little bit of a love affair. I actually thought he was age appropriate. I actually liked him for Ashley. But Ashley, of course, went for the other one that looked like Gollum. She's always going to do that. She doesn't mind having a good time with a black man. But taking him serious, that's a whole other thing. But okay. I keep telling you she's a weirdo, like her ex-husband. Just saying. So, Wale comes in, he greets Giselle, he brings flowers for her. He also brought flowers for Robin. And I guess Ashley thought the flowers were going to be for her. He's like, are you going to say hello to Ashley? Like, oh yeah, I just wanted to say hello to you guys. I mean, he's coming and greeting the person who's throwing the party. And she did not choose him. So Ashley decides, she's like, here he come in, you know, trying to stunt with his grills. And I'm thinking to myself, Ashley, you were all about that man, and you're now mad because that man has decided to be like, yeah, I'm good. I was invited to this party. I'm going to say hello to Giselle. He still said hello to her. Exactly. RC said, I really liked Wale for Ashley. But I don't know if I really like Ashley for Wale. I hope Wale finds real love. He seemed like a decent guy. She apparently doesn't like decent. Okay. All right. So she, you know, Ashley has her comments about Wale, and she tries to dog Wale out in her confession. She's like, I almost put him on my Instagram. Like that should be some sort of privilege. Wale, you should be happy that she did not put you on her social media with her tacky self. Let's hope Wale finds true love. Okay. Because you know what would have happened? She would have been talking about like, oh, let's just have a good time. She would have strung him along. Wale wants a relationship. Let Wale find a relationship. He was respectful and brought flowers for the women that are celebrating the party. Okay. All right. So Stacey sees Vivian, and you remember what happened with Vivian? You know, the designer. And what Vivian said about Stacey on social media after she mentioned her during the reunion. And they flash back to the reunion, and Wendy revealed that Stacey said, F that B. So she sees Vivian, and she pats Vivian on the head, and she's like, hey, so nice seeing you. I think we need to have a conversation. And so and then in her confessional, she shades Vivian. She's like, Vivian was never my friend. She would put me in outfits that other people in the group were wearing. You know, she was never really my friend. She was like, but you know, when I see you, I'm gonna pat your I forgot what she said, but pat your you know your hair down. And I was like, oh gosh. She was very shady to Vivian. I wouldn't be surprised if Vivian is taken to social media and is talking about Stacey, hasn't she? I'm sure at some particular point. But I thought their interaction was interesting and funny. Okay, so she sees Vivian. She says that. So Wendy comments on Robin not being there because Giselle makes a comment about, you know, Robin's not here. She makes an excuse for it. Wendy in her confession is like, "Where's Rob? Is she on the couch?" And then they flash back to Robin and Juan. And Juan's like, Robin, get up. It's so interesting because K. Michelle just called Robin a couch potato. Okay. So she's like, where's Rob? Is she on the couch? Jazzy had a comment about her being on the couch as well. All right. Stacey then confronts Tia about their conversation about what happened the other night. So she pulls both Wendy and Tia aside. Tia talks about Stacey's husband's reasoning for not attending the dinner, and basically, like, your husband said that he was flying out the next night, and now you're saying that he's back. You literally said that he wasn't coming back the next week. So Stacey is basically just saying that you know, he's not comfortable being around this group yet. Okay. And she's denying that. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Tia then says, don't let this accent fool you. Ooh. And then Kiarna starts clapping. Mm-hmm. And then Stacey starts clapping with her, like, yes, yes, yes. And she's like, don't clap. Don't do that. That's rude. That's what Giselle says. That's rude. Don't do that. No, why not? Why are you clapping? Why are you all of a sudden like, Kiarna, sit down, mind your business? Why are you clapping? Yeah, don't let the accent fool you. And Kiarna's like, woof. being the lap dog. Roof, roof. Kiana, stop. Are you okay? You're not. You're not okay. Let me answer it for you. So Tia says, don't let the accent fool you. Kiana starts clapping. So Stacey starts clapping with her. Yes, come on. Yes. And then Tia in her confessional says she's just like, she's no longer interested in entertaining a friendship with Stacey, which I find to be a little bit much. It's not like she did anything to you, Tia. I felt like saying that you're not trying to entertain a friendship with her. It feels like you are falling in line with the Mean Girls. I get it. She may have not told the 100% truth in regards to Timo wanting to attend. But let's be honest. You would probably have your husband's back, too, if he didn't want to film. And he told a little bit of a lie. You know what I mean? So, especially as coming as married people, I wish that you guys would have that same sort of grace. Okay? So, Tia says that Stacey switched on her, which as someone that's been a victim of Staten. Okay, Kempire, let me play. Look. Let me talk about myself in the third person. Let me play the violin for me. As someone that has been the victim of Stacey switching up on him, I get it. I'm not saying that she's wrong. I'm not saying that Stacey's wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that Tia's wrong. She does switch up on people. All right. All right. So she says she switched up on me. Okay. Kiana then decides to jump in to have her moment. And I'm just like, oh my God, the voice is killing me. Her voice is not killing y'all. Her voice now, it just feels like, especially when she's yelling. And Kiana brings up the fact that Cookie, she was on the phone with Cookie, and Cookie said that Stacey brought this information about Monique, saying that Chris Samuels treated her like a piece of meat and the sex was bad. Okay? And of course, Stacey's gonna be like, do I believe Stacey? I don't know. The body language was telling me no. Okay, the body language was telling me
Lies! The lie!
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So Wendy chimes in. Wendy defends Stacey. She's like, how do you even know that it was Stacey that brought this information? Because all of them were there. So how do you know it's actually Stacey? It could have been Wendy. But like I said, it could have been Giselle. It could have been anyone that was there that was listening. It could have been anyone. Or it could be Cookie making it up. Because one of them told her. All right. So Wendy tries to defend Stacey. And she repeats that Monique told, she had a conversation with Monique, and she said Monique says that Cookie is going to trash her. So that they should probably wait until like Monique is around so that Monique can defend herself, because this was Monique who brought this up in regards to what she said about Chris. So Cookie and when Wendy says that, Stacey points at Cookie like, You know what I mean? Like, And then, and I was surprised. I was like, her peripheral vision was really good, because she was just like, don't point at me. She's like, don't point at me. So Stacey points again. Like, you're not going to tell me not to point. And then Stacey, the Detroit jumped out of Stacey, because Stacey was just like, let me move on a little bit closer. She moves Giselle. Giselle's like, uh-oh. She's like, let me move a little bit closer. Pointing the finger some more. So then they move Cookie away. They move Cookie away because she's like, because she starts talking about how, why don't you go take a shower? It stinks with your stank self. Okay. Then Kiana is going off on Stacey, and she's like, you know what? You're usually at a 0, and now you're at a 2. Look, fantastic. Wendy and Jazzy. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to Jazzy's energy. Jazzy was laughing her butt off too at how Stacey was reacting. Okay. Katia says that Giselle kind of got scared. She probably didn't want another Monique situation because she knows that Cookie might be a little unhinged. I mean, based off of how Cookie moves, it wouldn't shock me. Archie says Stacey is Team Aries. She's no punk. Okay. So Stacey says to Kiarna, you're usually at a 0, but now you're at a 2. Bravo. Bravo. Sharjay says, why is Cookie so invested? Because Cookie wants attention. Cookie wants to be on this show. Let's be honest. Okay? Mind you, Cookie's been friends with Karen. We've never Cookie's been on the show before, but we've never heard from Cookie. Okay? Fumalayo says, I loved Stacey. Hold on. I lost your comment, Fumalayo. She says, I love Stacey. She will not be punked. She won't. Shireen says that Cookie came in hot and was ready to buck. Yeah, she was. And so was Stacey. Stacey was no punk. I was actually surprised. So Kiarna then says, oh, I have the image, because this is what Kiarna says to Stacey. Shout out to our friends over at the Reality Rundown. She says to Stacey, I'd never trust you around my husband. Stacey responds, you don't have one. Look at Wendy's face in this image. I'd never trust you around my husband. First of all, you don't have a husband, and your boyfriend, sometime boyfriend, is not even at this event. Not even at this event. So that's how the episode ends, and they do a to be continued. I don't know if we need a to be continued, but fine. That's how the episode ends of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Yep, that's how it ended, y'all. All right, let me see. Do we have anybody backstage? Of course, it's full. Backstage is full. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We're talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. We are giving people 30 seconds, so please respect the timer so that we're able to get to everyone, because members alone are filling up the backstage. So members, please keep in mind to drop out once you're done sharing your thoughts so that other people can call in. Live chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Once we get to 1,000 likes, I will drop the call link for the general audience. Tish, thank you so much for the super chat. Tish says, someone online pointed out Tia's response to her disagreement with Jazzy versus Stacey. I think Tia wanted to join the Mean Girls because is a white lie really that deep? Now y'all can't be friends. I thought I was the only one. Thank you, Tish, for saying this, because that's exactly my point. I was like, it doesn't feel that big enough for you not to. I can understand maybe keeping your good eye on Stacey and maybe not getting too close to Stacey, but to be like, oh, I don't want to have a friendship with you. I'm not interested in a friendship with you. It does feel like she's seeping into falling in line with the other women. And again, she's been around them. So she's been hearing, they've been seeping into her brain like, oh yeah, Stacey's a liar, Stacey's a liar, Stacey's a liar. But yeah, that's exactly how it didn't feel that deep. Miss Melon Magic, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Cookie saying funky when okay. Please, guys, if do me a favor. I appreciate the super chats. If you're going to talk about people and how they look or how you think they smell, please don't send me a super chat. Keep that to yourself, because that's not respectful of me or my platform. Because if you're going to say something in a super chat, y'all see I have 2,000 plus people here. I don't have time to be proofreading your super chat to make sure that you're not saying something damaging. So please be respectful of my platform. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys this. Kings of Kings, thank you so much for the super chat. Kings of Kings says, do you think that Greg isn't trying to marry Kiarna to protect his finances due to his child support situation? Well, we've talked about that. We've had, it was a Miss Esquire that called in and talked about his child support stuff. So we understand why Greg might not want to marry Kiarna. Our dislike of Kiarna during the season has nothing to do with Greg or Greg not wanting to marry her. It's more so her and her lack of a personality, or the personality we just don't like. Thank you so much, Comedy Kennedy, for the super chat. I slick think it was Angel that told Chris. Remember, he was her husband's mentor. But she also said that I don't think they've been connected like that since. You know what I mean? She did say that, and I feel like she's talked about it in interviews that yes, he was the mentor because they were trying to get him to go to that particular school, but I don't think they've talked since. Unless they ran into each other, but I can't imagine these two guys talking about that. But you never know. I feel like it could be anybody that could have brought that information to Cookie. Not even just the group. There were other people that were nearby that could have heard it. Charlize, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support as well. Guys, you can also support just by liking the video. All right. Let me get to our callers, guys. If you haven't already, like the video. I'll drop the call link for the general audience. Members, we're going to take your calls next. Keep in mind, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors, and everything that they say is alleged. Okay? All right. Flip Virgo says, Flip Girl says, I'm going to low-key miss the villain era. All right, let's get to our callers. Toya's backstage. We're going to bring Toya up first. Toya, what did you want to share? Toya, you're muted. Toya. All right, got to bring you back down. Let's bring El My Bell up next. El My Bell, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey,
my cat. I don't have to come up with a name because Karen, they gave us a flashback of her. So thank you. And I just wanted to say, I know there's a lot of grace for Stacey and Wendy, which is fine. I just want to even it out a little bit. When Wendy was trying to stop Kiana from asking Stacey what was going on, I thought that was a little reminiscent of when Wendy was mad at Ashley because she came in to save Giselle. So just let the question be asked. It wasn't per se about Monique. It was just, what did Stacey do after everybody left, or what was going on? So I felt like we should have been able to get that in. And also, I just wanted to say, people are giving Kay a hard time, but at the end of the day, what is Ashley doing? Ashley's not giving us anything. Wale had more of a storyline this episode than Ashley.
I agree. Thanks, Elle. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try Toya. Are you there? Let me bring Toya up again. Toya, are you there?
Hey, Kempire. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I just wanted to say, why is Kay taking so many L's? L after L after L. And yeah, Stacey, she getting caught in these little lies, and it's like, girl, I don't know. But Kay, I mean, she just did so much with the bringing up of the whole Chris Samuels, and then she was so mad. Why was she so mad? I don't understand. I was rooting for her. I'm just, every week, it's just disappointment after disappointment. I'm sorry.
I agree. Thanks, Toya.
Thanks, Kempire. Bye.
Nia's backstage. You're going to bring Nia up next. Nia, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. So just very quick, I do like Stacey, even though she did get caught in a lie. I do think she's kind of giving a paid actress like a Britney from Salt Lake City. And also, Ashley stays doing the most. Respectfully, I think her entire personality and storyline is being a member of the LGBTQ plus community. So she needs to stop. And I'm convinced Giselle is kind of scared of Monique at this point because she got verbally dragged. And also, I wonder how Candace feels knowing about how Monique and Wendy are actually civil. And also, I noticed Angel is a fan of the show. She's quote unquote bi-coastal. I'm sorry, just very quick. She can remain as a fan, and she's already boring. She can't be boring and delusional. Pick a struggle. And respectfully, please don't slander Geminis and don't come for my Ethiopian queen, Askala, because I'm Eritrean and we always want her back. Love you.
Thanks, Nia. Bye. That was something that I thought about too in regards to what was it? What was it that Nia just said? All right, I'll move on because I have a line of people. I don't want to waste the time. It was a thought that I had when watching the show. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it up. O'Shea's backstage. O'Shea, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Oh, I wanted to say you should come to South Africa and have Nando's because it was originated over here, and you'll really, really enjoy it. And I think Stacey should lie some more because if everyone else is lying, why shouldn't she lie? And I don't think that Stacey wants to be Wendy because Wendy wants to be Giselle. And quite as it's kept, even though I'm sure people throw stones, that's just what it is. And Wendy didn't form a relationship, I would say, with Monique because she ran behind Giselle and Robin and in the Candace side talking about perpetuating stereotypes. And now who's And now look where we are. Who's perpetuating what now? But thanks, Amber.
Thanks, O'Shea. All right. I didn't even put the timer on for O'Shea. See, he did it under 30 seconds. I now remember what I was going to say. It was about Wendy meeting up with Monique. Remember, we've always said that we never really felt like Wendy and Candace were real friends. So I don't think that it's going to be an issue between Wendy and Candace. I think Candace also understands the premise of the show and how the show works. So I don't think it's going to cause an issue between them. She understands that she's got to film with this woman. They brought her back, whatever it may be. It's not like she was dogging out Candace. So I did have that thought. And I was like, it makes me just confirm for me, like, yeah, the friendship between Candace and Wendy, I think it's amicable, but I don't think it's like a deep friendship. All right. Amy J's backstage. I'm going to bring Amy up next. Amy, what do you want to share?
Hey guys, I wanted to share. Even though Monique's back, I just can't. I don't care what she says about Chris. It would never make me hate him. I think she's trying to repair her reputation after she did that awful show, Love and Marriage DC, and she spent most of the time hating on her marriage. So I think she's trying to repair that by making him look bad. But I don't see anything wrong with what Stacey did. I do think Stacey did tell him. I just don't think she thought he would run and call Cookie, who seems to be deeply invested in this situation of hating on Monique. Bonnie and Clyde, it was funny this episode, talking about who they knew was a hustler and hustling and all the rest of that stuff. Because I was like, you guys know y'all. Anyway. And outside of that, I really think, what's her name? Stacey killed the girls at the end of the episode. She dragged everyone within 2 minutes. I love Stacey in her lies, in her commitment to her lies, because she can stand on business when it's time to stand on those lies. So she did a good job.
Okay.
10s across the board.
Oh, thanks, Amy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Y'all are our best. All right. Lee's backstage. We're going to bring Lee up next. Lee, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. So I have 3 things to talk about. First, Robin not showing up to her own event was so dumb because, one, it doesn't matter if the cameras are there. This is your business. So the cameras being there can only help your business in the end. Also, why wouldn't you want to celebrate? That's a very, big accomplishment for those 2 women. And then Stacey. Stacey's plate is cleared. She's been eating all season. I know she's full. Mama deserves every single 10 she gets. I just love the way that she's so unbothered. I'm taking notes. And then very lastly, is it possible Wendy could be deported if she's found guilty because she wasn't born in the country, like Joe Giudice?
But isn't she a citizen?
I don't know how any of that works. I thought Joe Giudice was a citizen too.
He was not a citizen. That's why he was deported. I know he was here basically his entire life and never became a citizen, and also married a citizen and never became a citizen. He was just dumb.
Okay, well, I hope Wendy is not that. But yes, thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
Bye-bye. Yeah, everyone keeps saying that. Oh, do you think she's going to get deported? I mean, in this world right now, even if you are a citizen, you can probably get deported under this administration. However, she's a citizen. All right. Duchess D's backstage. I'm going to bring you up next. Duchess D, what did you want to share?
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, I'm going to make this very quick because I only have 30 seconds.
Oh.
Okay. First, with Stacey and them being unable to break her, I think they're failing to realize that in doing QVC for 2 years, Stacey was doing live television and you're selling people stuff. You got to be prepared for anything that comes your way. And I think they're just not getting that she's always going to be on. She stays ready so she doesn't have to get ready. And that's that QVC in her.
Mm-hmm.
Second, Timo, that man don't want to be on the show. he doesn't want to be on the show. And I think they're both too polite to say he doesn't want to be here. Oh, I'm already up?
Go. Finish your thought.
Okay, well, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I think he's not going to be like the Todd father about it. But I think if he and Stacey stay together, he's going to be like Robert Sr. and just disappear and go live in another house. So he don't got to be on the show. And lastly, Angel, she's just Jon Snow. And I think her trip to Colorado is going to be her equivalent to the flop fundraiser. Okay, that's all I have to speak.
Oh, thanks, Usher C. Damn, not the flop. Y'all went all the way back to season 1 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, El Michelle's backstage. We're going to bring El Michelle up next. El Michelle, what's going on?
I love Duchess D's name because that was actually my mom's nickname with my friends. Oh. But Kay's voice is also annoying to me, and I love a DC accent, but I'm starting to hate DC accents because of her. Cookie is a liar, and her whole persona is a liar because she's not even Chuck Brown's daughter, and she goes around DC saying that she is. Robin is an Aries, and one thing about Aries women, we like getting cute to go to a party thrown by our friends and family to celebrate our accomplishments. So I'm not sure why she would just miss out on a party. Wendy is a naturalized citizen. Me and my husband looked this up. She's a naturalized citizen, and about 2 or 3 weeks before, 2 or 3 weeks before she was arrested, we read that there was a change in the government that even naturalized citizens can be sent back or whatever. And I have a question for you. I actually have 2 questions, but I'm just going to pick one of these questions.
Thank you.
Do you think Never Scared Stacey from Detroit is going to get first chair? And do you think the girls are going to be upset that she gets that first chair, even though they made her their plotline?
She is definitely getting first chair. Unless Karen Huger is attending this reunion, she's getting first chair. It might be between her and Wendy, but Wendy's stuff is not really going to play out till next season. So Wendy since Wendy and her are so cool, I can see Stacey next to Andy, and then Wendy right next to Stacey. So, or either or for the reunion. And they're probably going to fill the reunion come January.
Do you think the girls are going to be jealous even though they put her there?
They're jealous now. They're jealous because of how people felt about Stacey last season. Despite her lies and being caught in a major lie, people still love Stacey. And a lot of times what they're fighting about is not about what they're fighting about. They're fighting about the show.
Yeah, and they're probably going to hate that she's still getting love, even though they probably bet on the fact that the public's going to hate that she's lying to them. So,
and they probably thought that I'll be mad at Stacey this season because of how everything that went down between us last year. No, I come in with an open heart every season for each and every one of you.
Right, and their lies have been stronger, harder, and worse.
Disgusting, some of them.
Yeah. All right, y'all have a great day, great holiday,
you
and
too,
great
Michelle. Take care. Bye. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, and I will drop the call link for you guys in just a second. For those that are a part of the live chat, Angel, this this picture that you have as your you got a picture of Mia, Wendy, and Karen all locked up.
That is one of the ornaments you have that will be there on the 5th.
Shut up.
So I took the image and just changed it. That's one of the 2, even though you said one. The other one's the King of Pop Culture one. I take your logo.
I appreciate it. Oh, I can't wait. Do you know when it's supposed to come?
Yeah, I said between the 1st and the 4th. I also sent you the email confirmation so that you have it, because I try to be thorough.
Thank you, Angel. Okay, what did you want to share?
Okay, so Tia saying, "Don't let my accent fool you," that was the mic drop for me because she is so sweet.
Yeah.
And for her and Stacey to be beefing, it's funny because Tia was just being innocent, trying to grab some tea. She was not being like Sherlock Holmes, like she said. She was more being like Inspector Gadget or Curious George, just trying to get the tea for the girlies because Stacey's lying so much. And I understand Stacey lying to keep the vultures and the snakes out of her business. But as a person who is currently dating their ex, she's putting the cart before the horse. Don't call Timu your husband again. Date, see how it goes, because there may be things you guys both need to work on. And then once you are officially back together, tell your daughter first, and don't worry about the girls, but stop lying so much because they're using it as ammunition against you.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Angel.
Good night, Kim.
I look forward to my ornament. Bye. King B, as soon as she said it, King B says, "Kim, please show the ornament when you receive it." Of course. It's going to be front and center. I'm going to put it right here. Right here. I'm going to sit right here so you guys can see it. Okay. Unless it throws off my camera, because the camera focuses on a person, so I might not be able to do that. But I will definitely show it once we get it. Okay. All right. Let me get to the rest of these callers, guys. Okay, we're almost at 1,000 likes. L. Singleton, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Do you think Bravo made Kay a housewife to avoid legal liability for the assault? I do. A lot of people have speculated that. I don't think so, y'all. I don't think so. I really don't, because I don't feel like Bravo really had, and I know you're an attorney and you probably think so. I feel like their liability wouldn't be enough for them to give her this position. So, and mind you, she wasn't suing them. She was suing Deborah. I don't think that's the reason. But I can say, please don't bring it back next season. Just saying. All right. Let me bring Cynthia back up. Hold on. Cynthia, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. Happy holidays.
You too.
Hey, Kempire, you know what? I forgot to mention one thing to you. Remember my sister?
Yeah.
You know her name is Neka?
Because you guys are Nigerian, too.
Yeah, we're Igbo.
Oh, hey, cousin.
Hey, Igbo Kwanu. Yeah, we're here.
Okay. What does that mean?
It's like saying Igbo Kwanu is like greetings. Igbos are greeting you.
Okay.
Still saying like hi.
Okay. And her name, I can't believe we didn't know that your sister's name was.
You know what? I was so angry.
You didn't want to put her on blast.
It was PTSD, yeah. But yeah, her name is Neka too. Kempire, you know what? Honestly, I'll be so done with Angel. It's like each time the episodes go, she irritates me. She's very, very irritating.
Yeah.
I don't like her. She can go, and Kiana can go too. And I love Stacey. Love Stacey.
Damn, I feel like we need to do a poll. Who's Team Stacey and who's Team...
I'm Team Stacey with her lion self.
I'm going to do a poll on YouTube. I'm going to do a poll, y'all. Stay tuned. Thank you, Cynthia, for calling. You got 5 seconds.
Kempire.
Anything else? No? Okay, good.
Take care.
Bye. All right. Let me do a poll, guys, and then I'm going to end the poll, though. We had over almost 2,000 votes for our Real Housewives Potomac poll of how you guys would rate this week's episode, and 80% of you, with over 1,800 votes, rated it between 7 and 10. I think this was a good episode this week. Dare I say it was their best episode so far this season. I thought it was really, really good. Let me end that poll, because I need to know if you guys are Team Stacey or Team Tia. We shall see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. How? Okay. Who are you team more? Let me see. Team Stacey. Team Tia. Look. Hold on. Team Tia or Team Giselle. Team Giselle Ashley will do. Or maybe you know what? I'm gonna do Team Tia, Giselle, Ashley. So because they're all on the same side, basically. Jizzy and Ash Top. Okay. And I would add Team No One, but I already know what y'all would do, so I'm not going to do it. You have to choose. You have to choose. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get to the rest of these callers because... Did I drop the call link for you guys? If not, let me do it now. Let me drop the call link for you guys. I almost forgot. All right. Let me bring up Amina. Amina, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I can't vote on the thingamajiggy, but I am definitely Team Stacey. I am thoroughly enjoying her dodging these bullets like she's in the Matrix. She's dodging it left, right, and center and throwing it back double time. And I am so happy that they are so irritated that we love her. It makes me love her even more. Stacey, Stacey, Stacey. And Kiana is... like Mary said, she's not even the sharpest spoon. She's not even sharp as a spoon, that lady. I think that what's that lady called? Cookie. Because Kiana's not bright, I think Cookie must have switched it in, like, twisted things to make Kiana believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kiana's somebody who's easy to make believe something because she's not bright. I think Cookie lied and Kiana went with the lie. But I don't think Stacey did that. Why? I'm Team Stacey all day long, and I'm so happy that she's getting all the love and it's irritating Giselle and Ashley. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Amina. Take care. Amina started saying, Stacey, Stacey. April Ayers is backstage. We're going to bring April up. April, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. So I believe that Stacey probably did say something to Chris, but listen, the messiest person is a man. Okay, so I feel, because why would you go tell Cookie that? And I feel like,
why is he always on Cookie's phone?
Exactly, like, excuse me, AT&T, like, Mr. Man, get off the phone. And I feel like with Tia, she went from 0 to 100, like, for no reason, because Stacey wasn't even giving you that energy. Like, yes, Stacey does lie, but she just went again from 0 to 100. And it's like, where did this happen? You didn't do it to Jassy. You didn't even do it to Ashley. You like snapped and then made a joke, but now you can't do it with Stacey? No. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too. Thank you so much. That's a good point, April. Look how quickly Tia was able to move on. She's had issues with Ashley. She had issues with Jazzy. And now you have an issue with Stacey. It does feel like you're doing a pile-on with the rest of the group, Tia. And I like you. I still like you, Tia. But it does feel like you're doing a pile-on because now you're no longer interested in a friendship with her. And again, we're watching an edited show. Something else could have happened that we don't know about. But... not Cookies in Love. Tish, we're going to bring you up next. Tish, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. All right. So I had 3 things I wanted to say. I don't know why you're still saying that Angel needs another season, because she doesn't.
I'm being gracious.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the grace. And then second thing is, I remember vividly with Monique and Chris, there was a time in the season where Monique did not want to have another kid because she had a miscarriage, and then Chris was just like, yeah, but this is why you're a wife. After that, I don't know. That kind of left a bad taste in my mind, and it kind of resonated with what Giselle had said. And then back to Tia. I kind of see where Tia's coming from, with this Stacey situation, because if you're telling me, I actually took notes today. If you're telling me, no, that's why you're here. I'm friendly, but I am not stupid. When I asked you, are you planning to let him meet any of the other ladies? And then I asked you, do you want to come to dinner with me and Wendy specifically? I feel like those digs are towards Wendy. I could be wrong, but I am picking up what Tia's putting down with that situation. Anyways, that's all I got to say.
Good point, though, Tish. I'm glad you pointed that out. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, I could see that too. I could see that. Thank you, Tish. Take care. Wow, we have a long line. Uh-oh. Let me move on, because this water is also going through me. All right, Nicole's backstage. Nicole, what's going on?
Kempire. I'm cracking up. I love you. You're talking your ish today, but I just want to say from my experience, because I'm from the DMV, you're doing this for a reason, strategically. Because I'm gonna say this, Wendy, she did it the wrong way. She's trying to keep up with the Joneses. Is very pretentious in that area. I'm a foreign service brat. I know that area like the back of my hand. I grew up as a diplomat's daughter. And you would never, if I approached you today, you would never know that I grew up with nannies and servants. I'm very humble. And just give me a second. So what I'm saying to you is this, is that when I hear people talking about she's a naturalized, I worked in immigration for numerous years, through the State Department, everything. Under this administration, they can snatch your citizenship because it's the wrong man that's leading this country. You can have a green card. A lot of immigrants in this country think they're safe. They've never been safe, but it's under this administration where he's showing you a point. So they're targeting her. And I'm looking at it from a different angle. I'm sorry if I'm over talking. You are. But she's in Carroll County. I know. She's in Carroll County, Magaville. And you were talking about the transportation, like earlier, how she met Eddie. There's a reason why they do it strategically, where they don't want you to enter in certain districts in DC, Virginia, Northern Virginia, and Maryland. She's in the outskirts of the suburbs. So that's why she was like, I need you to have a car, dude, But trust me, immigrants, you're not protected in this country right now under this man.
Yeah.
You think your green card is protecting you. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut up and have a blessed day, sweetheart.
Thanks, Nicole. Take care. I mean, one thing I will say, I don't know. I can't speak for every immigrant, but I do know that immigrants they do realize that they're not safe. I'm sure there are some that believe that they are, even if you're naturalized or whatever it may be, they don't feel safe. I don't feel safe, and I'm a citizen. I mean, they're also trying to change birthright because at the end of the day, I feel if you look black, brown, Hispanic, you don't feel safe because they could pull you up and then ask questions later. You know what I mean? So I don't feel anyone feels safe. So especially if you're an immigrant, you don't feel safe. All right. Let me bring up Tamara from Montreal. I feel like I've been talking to you, Tamara, in forever.
I know it's been forever, ever. How are you, Kev?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, I love Stacey. I'm sorry, lies or no lies. Stacey brings a certain je ne sais quoi to the show. Like, she's so unproblematic, and they've all lied. So I love how she does not flinch, and the women, I think, are threatened by that.
Yeah.
I have not seen anyone on Potomac that has been able to do it like Stacey. Stacey is going nowhere. And you know what? Yes, I am Haitian, but since Stacey is claiming her Nigerian heritage, I will claim mine too. I did my Ancestry.com and I'm 12% Nigerian. So go ahead, Stacey. Claim it, girl. Team Stacey.
All right. Hey, sister. Nigerian. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Tamara. We all claim in Nigeria now. Apparently, even Nicki Minaj. All right. Melissa, thank you so much for the super chat. Melissa says, I think Jizzy passed the torch for worst dressed to Kelly from RHOA. She looked a mess at BravoCon. The makeup, hair, everything just sad. Did you see Jizzy at BravoCon? I don't know. She passed the torch or she's sharing the torch. I'm sorry. Kendra, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. She says, love you, Kempire. Bringing Angel and Kay back next season is a waste. Neither is needed. And take Ashley's non-singing behind with them. Well, only reason why I'm saying to bring Angel back is to bring her back without Kiarna and to see how she would fare. But the more I see Angel on this show, I'm sort of like, I'm not sure. That wag mentality is coming out, and I'm not sure if I like that. If her only saving grace is Bobby. All right. Let me bring up Miss Brooklyn. Miss Brooklyn's been forever too. What's going on?
Hey, hi, everybody. Happy holidays. I'm going to try and make it real quick. The Monique situation, I completely understand what she said and why she said it. That was the last straw. And any woman who's been, or man, actually, who's been in a relationship like that, completely get what she said. Angel, please, you've been carrying the same, get off the wood. Please get off the wood. It's just annoying. It's over. I don't think anybody told Cookie anything. Let me correct that. I don't think anybody told Chris anything, and I don't think Chris called Cookie. I think that's a storyline that Cookie and Kiarna came up with. Sorry. The other two things I have is I'm tired of housewives using sexuality like a garment they can put on and take off when they want to. Oh, my storyline this year is I'm bisexual or I'm lesbian or I'm this or I'm that. Get over it. It's really insulting to the people in that community, and it needs to be called out and it needs to be stopped. And the problem I have with Stacey is you came on lying, and it's almost like she's pathological because whenever she's called out on her lie, it's like she's surprised, like, wait, what? Huh? I said that? What? I lied? Like, there's something that bothers me about her lying. It's not just the fact that she's lying. It's the way she lies. Like, it's almost like she doesn't even realize she's doing it. Her and her husband could have easily said, hey, I'm committed that day, or I can't make it that day. There was no need to create an elaborate story around it. That's all.
Okay. Thanks, Miss Brooklyn Diamond. All right. I don't know if it was an elaborate story. I wouldn't say that much. All right, let me get to the rest of the calls. We do have still a line backstage. All right, so we're going to try to get to everyone. Hold on. Miss Sharon, let me bring you up. Hold on. I'm trying to get control of my mouse. There we go. Miss Sharon, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine today. I'm out of my cast, so I'm wonderful.
Yay! Yes.
Yes, and I no longer spread my fingers like Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock or whoever.
I can't even do it.
Yeah, my fingers are straightening out. I still have to work with them. But I loved the Housewives yesterday. It was the best episode this year that I thought so far, best one. But anyway, I just called to let you know, what are you doing Thanksgiving?
Eating.
Eating? Are you staying home?
Yes.
Well, I tell you what to watch. I want you to turn it on CBS at 4:30 your time and watch Dallas and Kansas City.
Okay. Who am I rooting for?
Football game.
Who am I rooting for?
You rooting for Kansas City Chiefs.
The Taylor Swift man on the track?
Yes. I'm from Missouri. You
Oh.
gotta root for me.
Oh, okay. I'm rooting for you then, Michelle.
Yeah, and I want to know, anybody in the audience from Dallas stayed home today because they still working on their hangover? Dallas won a thriller yesterday. They beat the Eagles.
Okay. All
They
right.
came back from the depths of hell and overtime and beat the Eagles.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Damn. Philadelphia Eagles?
Yes.
With Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
Does that mean the Eagles are out?
I don't know. I think they're kind of still in it, but I think they're like on the outside looking in because they've lost a lot of games.
Well, damn.
They're not doing too good this year. I don't know what happened to the Eagles.
Okay.
But the team to watch, and I'm predicting this, is going to be the Denver Broncos. And the Patriots are good. I don't know what's going on. It's a world flipped upside down.
I mean, you see our administration, right?
Oh, yeah. You know what? The football world would like for him to not discuss football because they say he don't know what he's talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like to talk about the administration because I'm the one that's got my curtains closed and peeping out the window. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the NFL has asked me to stop talking about it as well, but it's okay. Thanks for sharing. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're going to bring Miss Bernice up next. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share about Potomac?
What up to everybody? How you doing? Victory Monday. The Lions beat won their game last night, overtime.
Against who?
The New York Giants.
Boo! No.
I'm sorry.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Wendy, that dig you did at Detroit, you really didn't have to go there because Detroit hustles harder and harder than the average person. Because when one thing fails, we know something even better gonna come through the door. So I gotta be ready for that next thing coming up. So baby, don't even try that. And I'm always going to be for my Detroit people. My girl, she's not a good liar. Y'all see that she's not a good liar. So just give her grace. Okay? Just give her grace. Because my one thing is that she doing unnecessary lying on a show that she can't be honest with you, helpers. Because you're going to tear her down for being honest with you. And then when she lies, you're going to tear her down for lying to you because you're going to say that wasn't necessary. Come on, we can't have it both ways.
Okay.
Come on now. And Ashley's still a hoe. Okay.
Oh, my God.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate
it don't matter
if you
if
didn't
she's
say
straight
that.
or curved. She's still a hoe. Whatever sexuality she say she is, she's still gonna be a hoe. So why aren't y'all letting this hoe upset y'all?
Oh, okay. All right, Miss Bernice.
But other than that, one pride, go Lions, love you.
Bye. Damn. Okay. Maddie, thank you so much for the super chat. Maddie says the threat of deportation could possibly win Wendy her fans back if she is guilty. I don't know, y'all. Ms. Parker, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Says, I need Bravo to stop bringing on these non-factor side characters. Cookie trying hard for that little 15 minutes equals annoying. Have they not learned to stay off Sesame Street and the Deborah of it all? But you know what it is? If you look on X, some of those fans like, oh, they need to give Cookie a flute. And I'm like, y'all need to stop. Okay. All right, let me get to the rest of these calls. We have quite a few people. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. We're going to bring up Melissa first. Melissa, what's going on? What did you want to share?
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So I want to say something about Wendy and Monique.
Okay.
When Wendy was chastising Monique about the fight, yes, Monique was wrong, but she made it seem like Potomac was like the end-all be-all for Black women and how they are portrayed on TV, and I hated that. She just was so just looking down on Monique about that whole situation, and look where she's at now. Like, I hated that scene. So I hope she's not guilty, but it's not looking so good, and that this season and that episode is just, everything is just coming back to bite her in the butt. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks, Melissa. Take care. All right, let me bring up Excommunicado. Excommunicado, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Very well, thanks. For this episode, the cookie lady, I don't trust her. Right from the first episode, I seen she has a look in her eye that looks like trouble, and it seems like she came on with a bone to pick for Karen, for Vivian, and probably something else she has in the bag. I don't know. And then Stacey, I've liked her so far this season, but until this episode, I'm feeling like the white lies are piling up a bit too much. And if you're telling so much lies and being so sly and slick, how can people in your personal lives actually trust you? Because for me, Sia's issue with her was not just the fact that she told a lie about her husband, because she could have easily explained that. She said, "Oh, I don't trust this lady. This is why I'm not bringing my husband to them." That's fine. But then at the sit down with Wendy, she tried to make it seem like Tia was playing around. You only invited my husband. He said he was going out. Like Tia was lying, and then also trying to accuse Tia of like trying to cause a division between herself and Wendy. So a bit of it is like, what is this lady doing? So I totally understand where Tia is coming from, and she's like, okay, I can't actually trust you, and I wouldn't want to be around you. It's fair game to me. Stacey needs to watch it. There's a bit too much lies, and just like Mia said that she had a stripper inheritance from her grandmother, now Stacey has a Nigerian ancestry. It was all fun and games until later.
All right, thanks, Excommunicado. Here's the thing, though. I kind of get where Stacey's coming from, because I would have been blindsided too if I had a conversation with you and you making it seem like I have an issue with Wendy. And she never said she had an issue with Wendy. She said she didn't trust the group. Yes, that could include Wendy, but she never singled out Wendy. So I do feel like I can understand why Stacey would be like, why are you trying to cause friction between me and Wendy? And there really is no issue between me and Wendy. But that's me. But I could see, look, I'm twerking on the fence. I could see where people could gather that. Keith is backstage. Keith, what did you want to share about Potomac?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So first thing first, I want to know who were the people on X that were saying Cookie needs to be a housewife. Okay, please show yourselves, because that's not it. That's not it. Nothing about her gives housewife other than the fact that she's a woman. But also, I just want to say that Angel needs to let the mouse go. Being a lab dog never works out. I mean, we could look at Shamia and tell her that. But also, Kay was giving real season 7 Cynthia vibes when she was trying to talk about Mr. Chocolate to Phaedra. Very stuttering. Like, it felt like she wasn't the one that wanted to say it. And I was a little confused because she brought it up as if she didn't know what it was about. But in the after show, it seemed like her and Ashley had a conversation about it prior. So I'm confused on how she didn't know what Samuels was being talked about when she brought brought it up. And yeah, that's really about it. Oh, and one last thing. Mia couldn't pay 10% of the $2,500 bill. That's only $250. I mean, I could have quickly cashed that Gordon that for her. Like $250? That's real sad. She's going to be in jail with the people sitting out of Walmart. But that's about it.
She's out now, though. She got out on the 21st, but she spent a couple of nights there.
Oh, so it took what, like 2 days to rack up $125 each?
Maybe the banks were closed. I don't know what time she got arrested. It looked like it was daylight, though.
Look at the CEO. Look at the CEO.
That's terrible. That is really, really bad. Okay, Sakia's backstage. Or Sakaya? How you pronounce that?
Zakia.
Hey, Zakia, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Just picking up, cleaning up throughout the week, whatever. So the Mia thing is fresh on my mind. My mom says if you're going to rob a bank, if you're going to do anything, go hard. 11,000, girl. Okay. What's it called? Then the whole Cookie thing never seemed like a reliable source. Whenever they were talking about Chris Samuels, and then she brought up Chris Samuels, it reminded me of like those girls that'll be like, oh, I know him. That's my brother. I know him. Oh, do you now? Okay, right. I'm sure y'all have had plenty of conversations, girl. And then, yeah, the Tia thing, it does seem like she's kind of jumping on Stacey for almost nothing, There's other things. If anything, Stacey, last little point, Stacey does like small lies. And the TJ thing, I'm sorry, you're not going to get me. That's never a lie. The only thing that she lied about was really the Shio thing, the dispensary, whatever she was trying to do with that. That was really her only solid lie.
But even with that, I feel like if it's not signed, if you didn't sign on the dotted line yet, you don't want to talk about that on national television.
Exactly. It's business. But for some reason, these girls are really, really going in and wanting to be oblivious whenever it comes to Stacey. Like, they like to miss the point on purpose whenever it comes to Stacey. I don't know what it is, but that's what it feels like. They don't like her. You can't stop her. You can't. I'm sorry. I like her. Not sorry at all. Not.
All
Have
right.
a good day, Kempire.
You too, Zakia. Take care. Let me look at this poll. How many people voted? Keep on voting, y'all. 726 votes so far. 88%. Stacey, I know you're watching, girl. 88% are Team You. There's 12% that are Team Tia, Jizzy, and Ashtop. All right, let me get to the rest of these calls, guys. It's already after 3 p.m. here. Where did the day go? I still got work to do. Oh, sidebar. Speaking of work, guys, don't forget I did drop my review of The Boy Is Mine tour here on YouTube. You can also watch it on Twitch, but you can also hear it on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe today if you haven't subscribed to our podcast, and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And shout out to those of you that have sent me the ornaments. I'm going to check this week, and I'll be going back to check again because I know some of you are sending, and they're coming in the coming days. So thank you in advance, and thank you to everyone that sends in Super Chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, PayPals. Appreciate it. It was always nice when I go into my Cash App and I got a little bit of a donation from the crew. I'm like, oh, I can use this to go get lunch. So thank you guys. Millie, thank you so much for the super chat. Millie says Stacey is really using this platform as a job. She shows up, gives us great acting skills and plot lines, and manages to keep family life separate. You're right, Millie. And again, it's probably from her being a pro of being on television for years. Not only was she on QVC, she did news. Kendra, thank you so much for another super chat. Kendra says, breaking news, go Birds. We are still wonderful. Damn. I mean, is it still too early? We haven't decided who's going to the Super Bowl yet. All right. Okay. Lexi's backstage. Going to bring Lexi up next. Lexi, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. Happy Thanksgiving. I just wanted to say, this is so funny. First of all, Birds. My husband is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. God bless his little heart. They are 8-3, meaning they've won 8 games. They've only lost 3. They're fine.
Oh.
Now, my team is the Denver Broncos. We are better than them. It's all right, though. I only go with greatness. That's what it is. Anyway, that's just to give you a little education. And Super Bowl is not until February. Yes. So you've got some time. Okay. Now, regarding the show, I wouldn't vote for any of these people. This is your fault. I blame you because you put Ashley and Giselle on that poll. If you'd have left Tia alone, then you may have been a little bit different. But because you put Ashley and Giselle on that, come on, that's your fault. You know what you were doing. No, I'm kidding. When it comes to any of these people, Stacey lies. Stacey lies so well because of QVC. They put her on there. People call in. People say all kinds of crazy things. If you watch that show, watch QVC, and she has to have a straight face. That's why she lies so well. That's all it is. And I wouldn't be friends with any of these people because I don't deal with liars. You lie to me a couple times, and that's it. Have a good day.
Thanks, Lexi. Bye. And on QVC, even if you don't like something, you got to be able to sell it. So she's ready. All right, Ariel's backstage. We're going to bring Ariel up next. Ariel, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
Hope you're having a good day.
I am. You?
I have a few thoughts. So one, I hate that Wendy did what she did because she is having such a great season. I get it could be a double standard, but I do like that she came to the defense of Stacey. And I think a key difference with that is that Stacey's on an island of her own.
Yeah.
And needs somebody to kind of back her up as it relates to that. Now, when Stacey came for Kay, in the words of Brooke Ashley, I was like, whack her again for me. I am so tired of Kay at this moment. And do I think Stacey lies? Yes. Does she entertain me endlessly while she's on this show? Also, yes. And do I think she's effortlessly dragging these ladies? Yes. Up and through the mud. And I like that she is a polished assassin and can hold her own. And she's not starting, but she is responding. And it's giving big Aries energy.
All right.
From a March Aries, not April. I'm sorry, April Aries. We still love y'all, though.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ariel, for calling in.
Thank you, Kempire. Have a good one.
You too. Our community is the best. You guys are a mess. Okay. All right. Let me bring up April Mack next. April, what did you want to share?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is so exciting. First off, shout out to April Aries and April Aries only because she always has good points. Anywho,
okay.
Did you notice when Wendy, Tia, and Stacey tried to go over and have a civilized conversation?
Everybody came.
Them. Everyone came over. I said, I know production just scooted them over and told them, be messy, and I laughed. And then I also cursed because this is the first time I got mad about the Wendy and Eddie of it all and all the cases and the allegations, because I said, this is a beautiful Black couple. And the way they walked into the restaurant together for that joint dinner, and then I was like, man, they got to be going through all of this. That really hurt my soul. I actually got mad at that moment.
I know. I think a lot of people are.
And then the last thing I'll say is that Stacey is giving me some early Kenya vibes. And I think we just need to be aware, because if we gas Stacey too much, we know what the future looks like.
Oh. Okay. Thank you, April. Take care. All right. Let's bring up Ty next. Ty, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
I really enjoy Tia, but if I'm being honest, I can do with or without her. I don't think she's that remarkable.
Oh.
And I do think it was very telling that she tried to question Stacey in front of Timu about Chris. I thought that was disrespectful. I didn't like that. And last thing, I saw an ornament that I wanted to send you, but the shipping costs more than the ornament, so I didn't send it. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Ty. Bye. Not the shipping costs more than the ornament. Lord have mercy. Oh, well, send me a picture of the ornament. I want to see it. Maybe I'll buy it. All right. Let me bring up Jason next. Jason will be our last caller for today's Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy, free. Jason, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I just had one thing to say, and it was a small scene that was with Kiana and Jazzy and Angel at the bar.
Yeah.
Where they were all chatting and seemed like they were having a good time and laughing. That was a very short scene, but we need more of that. I enjoyed that part, and we need more of them together and doing their own thing. That's the only thing I had to say.
Okay. Thanks, Jason, for calling in. Oh, thanks. All right. Look, I thought it was a good episode overall. Thank you for the super chat, Katie. Katie says Phaedra was telling little lies at the start too. I know everyone's saying something's going to happen. I just hope she realizes that. But so far, she's navigated to a space where people still are enjoying her on the show. Did Mia start with the little lies too in her first season? Oof. Let's hope it doesn't take a dark turn with Stacey. And I think those of us that do like her on the show are very present in regards to that. Oh, she might lie a little bit, but so do all of them. All of them. All right. Final thoughts. Is that it? Let me shout out everyone that's in the chat. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to everyone watching on Twitch, Facebook, X. We see you guys. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats. We appreciate your support. And if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts, how you'd rate the episode, if you are Team Stacey or Team Tia, Jizzy, or Ash Top. So far, with over 800 and something votes, you guys are our Team Stacey with 88%. Okay. That's a lot. I like Tia still. I know some people don't like Tia after this episode. I'm still open to Tia. I do feel like I feel like she was reaching for an issue with Stacey, and that could be because of a variety of things that we haven't seen. It could be because everyone keeps talking about Stacey that she's friends with. I don't know. But I do feel like there was a little bit of a reach, but we see clearly that Stacey and Timo lied about him not attending and where he was going to be and things like that. You could tell from her body language that she was lying in that moment. But it is what it is. Good Girl says that Mia and Phaedra started off with big lies. I mean, Mia started off with her, lying about her age. That's not a big lie, right? All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I appreciate you all being here. Have a great rest of your day. Again, everything Kempire is available in the description, including our merch, including your 10% off of skincare from butterskin.com, Kempire 10, and everything else, all right? Including if you want a Christmas wish, anniversary wish, Christmas gift, something, whatever. CAMEO, all right? All that information is available in the description. All right, I will see you all later. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.